half.
And that's I hate to say it, that's unique because normally, they are an aggressive team.
Exactly.
You can't help it.
That's unique.
They're normally an aggressive team that will more often not have more kills than placement points. So, for them to have more placement points than kills, it shows that maybe they're trying something new. Maybe they are using this tournament to test different strategies, different kind of play style. And look, because I'm sure they are feeling pretty confident. They have secured a World League spot.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, there's a reason why they've got there. So why not try a couple little bits here and there?
All right, there it is. And you guys can see it on the board to the right of Imperium, that score sheet from day one. Again, the top 8 will qualify. We're going to see who adds to that and who is able to dethrone some of that top 8. But now we are in the playing path.
We are indeed going from the northeast down to around the southwest, but it's hitting a central part of
Oh, yeah.
of the plane of the map, should I say. That means like there's going to be plenty of places and plenty of spaces for teams to get to pretty much where they want to. Nothing super crazy. Maybe if you want to go up north of George Pool, you might have to get into a vehicle, but otherwise it's a nice plane path to start today.
I like to see it just bisecting the map in half. You should have pretty standard reach to where you call home, but try to react and try to realize who was joining you on that first day. Again, we talk about the regional strongholds. A little bit of a different mix here today. You might have company where you're not used to having it.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like even though we only had one game of each map, right? So there's still teams are still technically getting used to each other, Jag. So that's something that we're gonna have to take into account for these games. Of course, when you're looking in the overall leaderboards as these teams are dropping, the bottom of standings in terms of AK, Gamers Unite Nation, they're at 8th, 9th, respectively, along with Legacy and 10th. So we're gonna be looking out for those teams in specifically, at least I will, in the first couple of games.
Absolutely, and it looks like Cream actually switching it up, going to that western split in Gatka. I know that's one of their alternate locations, but
Yeah.
staving off of that melt at a farm spread, a little bit different as already the first knock of the second day occurring onto the Storms, going towards Walmart. Pretty typical of their landing location. Looks like Wagles here of EU suffering that first knock onto them. Another one as well here.
Yeah, it's gonna leave side of the Storm with just 2 players. Are gonna run away, disengage with their tail between their legs, still as a 2-man team. But as they go more towards the east of the island, they're gonna go right close by to Legacy. So it's something that we're gonna have to be aware of. They're gonna have to be aware of, and let's see if they can just maybe go into prison, stay there for a bit, gather their thoughts, and then decide where they want to rotate.
Yeah, and it looks like a 3-lot here from Legacy, just barely heading down south, probably going towards Mills of Power, opening that room up for the duo that remains for the Storm to move to the east. A little pocket, barely just hitting that pocket there. Also avoiding a Unique heading down south, down towards Novorepnoye. So a little bit of a respite there, but not the best way to start off. Only half your squad surviving. Look at the zone, centered on the west side around Gatka. Cream should be able to hold this down pretty strongly. That's what I've seen from them. All right, they get that center zone. Obviously, it's a definite benefit, but I don't know many teams that are actually better at holding center zone when they get it, and that's just the mark of a super aggressive team like Cream.
Oh yeah, Cream. From watching them in PMCO, they were group stage semifinals. Not only were they strong at holding on to the center circle, but they also made a little bit like I mentioned by Sweet Judy. They made the best of a bad situation. So even if they were stuck on the edge, they still made that count. They made it work. Incredibly versatile team. We saw it in yesterday's Erangel game. They drove on right through, and they breached a compound on the edge of the circle, and they got themselves, I think it was in second place or maybe third. But so that was an incredibly good play by them, and that shows their versatility. Of course, positioning inside the circle is going to be important. So if I were Cream Esports, not only they should look to gather themselves up as a full squad early on, but maybe just go for that 2-2 splits and 2 people up in the compound down the south of Everest and keep 2 people in the compound around by Gaka area just to prepare for the next couple of phases, push teams back.
I think that will be a play to hold on to. And now, what do you think about this? Do you remember that amazing play for Sweet Chili Sensations onto Bro? But they did suffer the overall defeat. And now that Bro is coming late down in mill base, they should know that Sweet Chili Sensations have already set up a stronghold. How do you feel about them coming down this late, under-equipped, and probably going to be facing a strongly equipped team now?
Yeah, I don't really agree with the rotation from Bro Reboot. They should just let it go, to be honest, and they could easily have landed in around Ferry Pier,
Yeah.
and kept on the coastline of the mainland. But they're driving by, they're walking on through. They're of course they are a full squad.
Right.
We gotta take into account that Jolly Roger from Sweet Chili is very far away from the rest of the team, so technically he is right now 3v4, Jack.
Yeah, I was trying to locate him. I was like, where is he? Maybe a
Hmm.
disconnect on the landing. He should actually have noted that there came across this way. If this is exactly where he was looting, this is the bridge that Bro took. Maybe an early warning system. But still, like you said, that'll leave a 3v4 as the Bro does sweep towards C block here.
I see Nomad Gaming. They like to land in Rosshawks. They've caught themselves very nicely. They're inside the circle, but they will want to rotate early enough as Ayu from Sweet Chili takes a couple of shots by Bro Reboot, but just manages to disengage without taking any damage.
Yeah, although note they have an isolated angle off this backside as well at C block. Panda goes down. Looks like he was trying to link up with Aya or try to protect him with a counter angle, but you gotta realize you're in your own detriment moving out in this open way. They've already claimed the south side of Mill Base here.
Yeah, like Ayu should have communicated and said, look, they're closer to me than they are of you. Don't go near me. Don't go anywhere near me. You can actually disengage in the opposite direction. Join up Jolly Rogers. I'll try and get away from where I am. But in the end, Panda got knocked down. But will they be able to respond? The FPP glitch is coming through. But Jody takes a world of her. He's going to have to try and heal up as he goes behind the building.
Jody can't even get to him. Almost lost his life in that attempt. Is going to have to shift back to the front face of the building and heal up just a bit. That's much better. You walk the dog. You walk Panda forward out of the disaster zone instead of risking your own neck.
Yeah, don't walk the panda. Don't walk the dog. Walk the panda. Yeah,
Yeah, stay out of that danger zone. And it looks like Rekt already pushing up against the building. Use that small opening to try to achieve some more knocks and eradicate Sweet Chili Sensations off the board here.
Yeah, he does use a painkiller. Now he's going to get up on top of the C block building. Maybe look to hang on to the side. I like it, but you got to make sure that you got your teammates around you. Of course, Beezy, should I say, is in another C block building on this side, so that could really punish Sweet Chili Sensation. But Ayu is flanking around, but I don't think he's at a point where he can really hurt Bro Reboot, as Beezy does indeed knock down Jody.
Jolly Roger actually made it into C block, looking to be the cleanup. He does get that knock retaliation. Come through, young hero. They need you. As Aya also closes on the opposite angle. He's going to be picking up his buggy as well to maybe come and pick up what's left here. I think we're doing a similar strat to what we saw last match. We were getting beat up at Mill Base, at C block, and then Aya did flank around to the top side to provide that overwatch. I don't know. At this point in this stage of this fight, it might be a bit late for that overwatch angle. They need you on the direct.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice Jolly Roger coming through as Jody, who got knocked down, but he gets revived up. The extent gets knocked down.
Look at Roger.
Bro Reboot, dropping like a pin.
Would you say Roger was the clutch ingredient there?
Oh, big time. That teamwork. That ability to say, hey, look, we need you. We're at a slight disadvantage. AU isn't really close by, so technically it's actually kind of 2v4. We're not really sure. Get on in here. He joined in, and that is Bro Reboot looking incredibly weak, and they're going to disengage away. Cruz is going, I'm out of here, boys.
The same way they came in, the same ways that they leave. It's been, what, about 2 minutes since I asked you, do you think this is a good choice? We found out within 2 minutes. Sweet Chili said, let me answer that. It's a terrible decision. Get away.
Well, there's a reason why Sweet Chili Sensation are third overall in the standings. There's a reason why Bro Reboot, nothing against them, why they are 15th in the standing. There is literally 46 points dividing them after 4 games. That's over 10 points per game. Speaks for itself. Bro Reboot, don't fight early game.
Speaking of dividing towards that Gatka region, we see Gamers Unite Nation pushing up unsuccessfully towards House Wagles here. They've knocked Wesker as well, already confirming Evil Boy utility attempts ringing true, and it looks like the remaining half of Gamers Unite Nation will be escaping to the south in Gobo and Sup here.
Wagles holding on to their compound, protecting it. I like it. push a team back. I did like the fact that Gamers United Nation did send one player forward, right? You know, of course, it was a victimized player in the end, but you now know that there's a squad in that compound. That information can be turned into power in the later phases.
Yeah, speaking of knowledge is key. During this engagement, this hill defense, this small mountain defense of Gamers United Nation, Nomad to the north was putting down third-party shots. If we didn't know there was a team to the north, we should now. And we saw the angles and Lunatic up on the rooftop, busting the shots. This is that mid-range compound battle that we've come to know should not equate to too many kills, but you don't want to detriment your armor and go in naked to the final zones.
These teams should know the second it's a Southwest Circle, this is a hot property compound, and Nomad have made it their own. Creamer and Gaka, I would like to have seen them send 2 players forward. I definitely don't like the positioning of Forehead. That's a very late game position. You don't go there unless you have to, but now are they breaching in on that compound? Are they going to look to engage and take down a team that is currently second place overall in the standings?
And they are dropping Nicol on the rooftop. They have to be careful. You think you're overwatching, but look above you, Everest. The kings in their castle. Got to be cognizant of that as we push towards Nomad. Well-placed utility as well.
Yes, Satsora got a fantastic knockdown, but will the break be able to drive through? Eclipse got to hold on to the side. Another grenade, I believe, by Kotika did put a hurt onto Lunatic, pushes him back. So Nomad still have to respond. They're not out of the woods just yet, Jack.
Revival successful. Koteka literally throwing everything in his arsenal to keep them beyond the cusp of this mound. Don't go in too deep. This angle of coverage will be fleeting. Good link up for Tekna here as well off of this right side.
Yeah, Lunatic and the rest of Nomad, they know that. That's why they kind of backed off. But like we know, utility can become the kings of most engagements when it's done right. Kobe in your face can knock you down at the drop of a hat. The 2-2 split by Forehead looking pretty good. Nomad down to 3 players, so they have that man disadvantage, but we also know that Nomad can turn the fight around just like that.
Absolutely, and the man I'm looking at is Satsura to be crucial in that play. Remember the stable battle, the CIS standoff between Team Unique and Nomad last series. Satsura was a clutch player in there, although they did lose the end-off battle.
They're just now gonna hold on. Energy drink being taken by Satsura. There's a couple of smokes that are kind of deterring the vision away from the rest of Forehead, but they know they're there. Really nice protection angles being held on by Satsura to try and pre-fire peak. Try and just push back the members of Forehead, but all the while Eclipse and Lunatic, they still gotta try and hold on. I don't know what the strategy is of the 2 members of Forehead. I'd like to see them play a little bit more aggressively,
yes.
Use the house to their advantage, but they're not going to for now.
And I like how the 2 have shifted up, as you noted. We did see the Overwatch angles up above Mount Everest from Kings, not able to lend any aid to Nomad here quite yet, but I'm hoping Puchak, the last remaining member across the street, can link up with them as well. We have 3 now on that right side angle. It might be time to sweep.
It definitely might be time to sweep, and sweep they must do. But then again, Puchak should look to angle himself around and use a couple of trees, I feel, to try and distract the members of Nomad. On a side note, the phase 2 shift did actually go up a bit towards the northwest, so there is a bit more landmass out of play down on the southeast side, so we could see a couple of teams maybe go to where these 2 teams are. Of course, the longer you leave an engagement, the less chance you're giving yourself as a team to reposition to a better location as the blue zone closes in.
Yeah, that southeast quarter becoming a hotbed. Teams like RESQ shifting, looking like a game of Snake if you open up the map, just shifting between Wagles and Legacy and the remainder of Gun, actually making it damn near to center mass. So well done for Moon leading that caravan of rotation. Unscathed they are.
Indeed they are. This is a little bit like a game of Tetris, though. I feel they're all just trying to fit all the pieces of their Tetris puzzle in one motion, using the compounds that they can, rotating away, trying to, mix it up in terms of getting to where they need to go. And all teams just want to try and hold on to a good angle inside the circle. Like I said, it's definitely looking a little bit hairier for the teams down on the southeast. So Sweet Chili Sensation, the side of who is it? Oh man, the Storm, should I say? even Gamers Unite Nation, that's definitely going to be a little bit tough for them.
And I'm not mad at the Storm being down there. Obviously, losing half your squad that early. You're not going to be a center mass team holding down a compound in the center of Gatka, especially once the zones condense. That crash material will not be something you can survive. And it looks like these two teams, still Forehead and Nomad, I guess respecting the thuggy of each other, not pushing up on the next. Again, two CS teams, they probably know each other strong, but both on one side of a small mound out in the open and exposed from the north or the south. They know they should wrap this one up soon. People are rotating in and around.
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned earlier, King are on top of the hill. Unique are a little bit towards the west of Everest right now. Cream are also hanging around, but they're inside Gakka. I don't think they can quite see these two squads. You also have the side of Wagles. They're also kind of by the airstrips or the ducks there by the east of Gakka. So teams are just kind of now a little bit more settled. NGG also have a great spot, which we haven't really talked about them too much, down on the direct south side of the circle. It's high ground. Sweet Chili Sensation are ahead of them, and RESQ are ahead of Sweet Chili Sensation. So let's see, as we do notice that the blue zone is going to start closing in, where it's going to go and how these teams will reposition.
And NGG got half of their beasts on top of the roof, as you mentioned, holding down their compound, actually full sprayed at the caravan for Sweet Chili Sensations and knocked their leader towards the left. He's going to note this west side is clear, though. Maybe a blessing in disguise, as his vehicle is still getting tagged. Never mind. NGG is not letting up, unrelenting. You see his vehicle almost exploding, but maybe, again, that blessing in disguise. He has a compound that he just acquired uncontested on the west side. So
yeah. Yeah, but it's great by NGG. Push back, create the space, allow yourself more time and area to rotate should the circle shift very heavily up north, and that's gonna push back Sweet Chili. That they're gonna go a little bit more forward. That's great by NGG. That's exactly what they wanted, to be honest, from those little fire shots being thrown out towards Sweet Chili Sensation. So far, we're just waiting. All the teams are inside the circle. 15 teams, 51 players in this game.
And I'm digging the standoff. Oh, hold on. Looks like Nomad. Are we doing this thing? Are we letting it erupt? Equalizing the manpower here. Terminating E-Kush here. Looks like we wanted to sweep over. You had all four on the backside of this mound. We're literally one bevel away. Let's pop it off. It took a minute to erupt, but the shooters are popping. Eclipse down. Toteka down. And that is it. Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we shouldn't have came around this backside on Nomad. Absolutely proficient at holding down what's theirs. Almost lost that one, though, as well. 3 players, and one survives.
I really feel bad because my game kind of crashed, so I didn't quite see that fight, unfortunately, but you know what, Nomad, like I said, they can easily turn the fight around in their favor at the drop of a hat. Forehead made the wrong call at the wrong time, went against them. They got exposed.
Oh, yeah, and it's like, they're like, we'll sit here for about 5 minutes. Wait, you're crashing now? Cool, let's fight. He's not looking. Go. It was literally over in the span of about 10 seconds. And just like that, speaking of being over, previous zone has terminated, shifting back up northwest. Can you believe? I don't think it's completely regrettable. Kings will be able to shift back towards Georgia Pole, but imagine coming out of there to shift down and just to go right back.
Yeah, but this is a little bit similar as, like, let's say Yaznite base circle. You don't really want to go in to South Georgia. You don't really want to go into crates. Hover around the edge. Use hospital. Use the compound that maybe Sweet Chili is heading towards. But otherwise, it is going to be incredibly difficult because there are those fields outside of hospital, which does take away a couple of really key areas for these teams.
And I'm digging to that point. I'm digging the way Sweet Chili is staying on the west side, is going to shift up and have a good, enjoyable amount of land as we hold down the complete west side of South Georgia. Also, a drop on the way.
Yeah, but I definitely think Sweet Chili have gone too deep into South Georgia. I will really worry about them if the circle shifts heavily away. Of course, look, they're going to make that call. Let's see if it works out. Also, this side of AK, they're shifting in. They've been fairly quiet this game, but they're going to be on that little kind of corner compound by the river just outside George Paul, the crate, should I say. And that's going to be a great angle for them to hold on to. And inside games, they're actually going on the Everest position that Kings held on to, and I actually really like that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the edge of the circle. The way they rotated, it was always going to leave a couple of spaces not so possible to hold on to, and it gives them high ground vision information.
It looks like the two southernmost teams, well outside of the zone, a Legacy and Gun, engaged in rotational warfare. Just Sup, the last player able to survive that Gaka escape. Now he's going to find a whole mass of teams up to his north, as he's one of the latest in this pathway here. The Storms actually up above, just a bit above him as well. We'll be bumping into more teams. It was a good idea. However, it was a good idea when the first person tried it. You're now the fourth person rotating on the western edge.
Yeah, same with Nomad Gaming. Cream got there first, and they're nearly going to be punished. That's all going in through that boogie. It's been put under a lot of pressure. Not quite smoking yet, but now as he does go over the tip of the hill, it's not a good place to hold on to Satsori. You can be punished by all angles, but he is going to be able to survive. He's going to look in the compound that Cream hold on to, communicate that to the rest of his team as they will look to try and join him.
I'm not even sure how he actually survived that Cream barrage.
I know, right?
That's that's definitely a blessing. And it looks like Satsura immediately, he's like, I'm gonna show you I can survive. Not just that, but I can return and thrive. Beaming back at Cream. We saw them shifting his way, knowing we had him weakened on that rotation, but he's like, I'm weakened but not out. You have to lay down.
Definitely. However, Lunatic did get knocked down by Kings. That's gonna say to Clips and Satsura, okay, we are not safe. We're not in a really good position overall. Yeah, we got a knockdown on the Reese, but we are exposed. We can easily get clapped by all angles, all directions. That's something I pointed out to when Satsura initially got knocked down. Lunatic kill being stolen away by Cream.
And I know Satsura's trying to clear a way for his last player, Eclipse, beneath the basin. You cannot maintain your peace here. Once this cloud dissipates, Cream will have a full spray at your direction. It looks like Legacy down south, right underneath your compound, is going to reverse this one before we drive directly into Compound Cream there.
Compound Cream. I like that. That sounds like the name of a cool indie band. Compound Cream, you know?
Touring live.
I'm coming to a town near you. Coming to a city near you.
Oh, man.
NDDG. Get punished by 7BR. Good stuff by Legacy.
Well earned with that 360 coverage. You see every single player here for Legacy on this mound checking 360, and that's how we noted Pain. Looks like we will have one member, and Karim extending just a bit too much. Was about to say it. Your angle is a little bit more treacherous. That's a full squad of Cream there, buddy. And they're coming back towards the hillside. You want to check out my backyard?
Oh my god, Cream are engaging forward. Both these two teams outside circle. Kill being confirmed by Reeves. Now they want to push forward, but Unique are coming to join the party.
What? Oh.
Oh my god, is he in the fight?
No.
He's gonna be taken down in a fight. Bye-bye, my friend. Cream holding on. All the while, Legacy, they're a little bit scared. They're fearful. They don't want to engage just yet. The time's ticking 1 minute until this blue zone sets. It's phase 4 as well. That's gonna hurt both teams as Ranger gets knocked down.
Reeves is still on point here. Low amounts of health. Has nothing but a cloud in between him. Vito, you have to hold on this left side for every snake coming from that UAZ in 3 line 7BR. Utility attempt towards the center of the mound. No cook there. He's going to stand.
I love to see Pecco wrap around to left side. Use the angles. Use that blanket formation. Of course, Ranger does get confirmed by actually lightning from the other side.
What a nade.
Revenge.
Well earned, an amazing nade. You told him to hold that left side. He said, I won't do it, but my nade will. Sending 7BR back to the depths of the ridge here.
But because lightning took down Ranger, that alerted Cream to say, hey, look, we can't be on top of the hill. We got to back away. We got to try and disengage. Time's ticking. Let's try and find a way into the circle or stay where we are and catch Legacy on a rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a bit of a unique wake-up call here, reminding them there's no more seconds left on the clock. And although you're fighting a good fight of faith there, look what's in front of you. It's no easy battle. As the blue zone chases your back, and Legacy actually beating them to the call, skating off to the east side.
But are they going to make it? They do indeed make it on the edge of the circle all the while. The blue zone now starting to close in. We have Crates. We have South Swords well inside the circle as Unique are taking down the members of Cream one by one. 2
players in Reeves here in Pecco, standing and remaining, want to shift up, hopefully go off to the far west. I know it's a bit risky at this point, but it's better than driving through a team of Unique.
Well, no, I actually disagree, right? They're actually shifting towards the far east. Yeah, actually, no, maybe they were wrapping around. Let's see how they do. Let's see how they pull it off. Oh, what? Unique, they're going right into the path of Gamers Unite Nation. And NGG with Analysis just trying to hold on his own. Yes, he is going to have to heal up. So that's good stuff by Unique.
They are going to make it to the shore side. Hashu here first planting the flag, and it looks like they're actually going over to the east instead. Cream here is towards Hospital, but it belongs to the Kings right now.
Oh my god, that circle shift, I didn't think it was going to go so far in to Crates and George, but Sweet Chili Sensation, they're making it count. They take down Wagles Esports. Good stuff by Sweet Chili.
Oh, the absolute spread here for Sweet Chili on the south side of Giorgio here, keeping everything contained and making sure they have room to operate off of this northern tip here. Hopefully they can suss out Unique at the crossway, and I believe we're attempting that for Jody.
Yeah, you know what? They proved me wrong with their rotation into George. I didn't think it was going to work out, but I was basing off on the circle going away from George, but it stayed inside George. They're on a 2-2 split. 2 on the coastline protecting their backs. 2 on the front line on top of the building. Good stuff by them by NGG. They're not out of it. They're inside the circle. They're ready to punish RESQ.
Look at Blood just achieving a way forward here and belittling NGG, Itachi, and Ben on the same angle, holding 2 shooters at bay so the rest of his teammates can begin to shift forward in the clouds as they prepare to maybe, possibly revive Coyote there.
It's crazy because we have 29 players left, but it feels like we have more. There's something about this circle. There's something about these teams being close together, but because there's buildings in play, they're not really taking each other out. But now the action is starting to kick off. Unique are being heavily put under pressure.
And look at this, the zone tightening. However, Sweet Chili Sensations not condensing their angles, still holding off the full west side from north to the extreme edges of the rocks, keeping Unique at bay here. Look at Beast setting up shop and camp underneath Lightning in the small shack here on the rock formations. Boy, just rest. Boy, just rest.
But can he get up there, right? Is he actually able to get up there? Yeah, he's going to be able to wrap around, but how much is he exposing himself if he does go right by that road? Like you said, contain yourself, Beast. Contain yourself.
Oh, Lightning is stirring in the shack. He hears every footstep. Once this door opens.
As I don't know what's going on, but Legacy and RESQ. Legacy pushing in very aggressively, but a little bit too late. I do imagine that leaves 3LA, the last player standing.
Yeah, RESQ was making designs this way. They were held off a bit by NGG, but it's like NGG focusing over on to Team Unique. Did they eliminate them from the board? They did. A blessed moment for RESQ to have NGG distracted by Unique here, and now they're shifting over, removing or attempting to remove 3LA here from the 3-stack. 1 player left here. Will we clutch it up?
On a side note, the members of Kings, they rotated very late, but they did it the right way with the circle shifting in their return on the east side of the map.
And 3LA still dancing off with the full squad, able to keep him at bay, but they push up literally every step belonging to a player of RESQ, tight as tight can be, and Legacy removed from the field of play. Take a look at Angry Kids holding down the southeast of South Georgia Pole here, trying to keep at inside games outside of the blue zone.
Yeah, Starkey is stuck between a wall and a blue zone, to be perfectly honest. But in saying that though, AK have got to try and make their way through, but they're not going to let it happen as Kings are going to engage on the Sweet Chili Sensation. They're trading knockdowns. Sweet Chili rotated hard. They rotated fast. They made George build their own up until this point, and they want to continue this run taking down Thrills.
Look at Aya coming off that backside, clutching up. Panda right back down, untouched here. Passing shots through the corridor. You have 2 more on the median. And Jolly Roger and Aya here. Definitely wants to get fresh up. However, coming in from that north side will be Wild alone. A little bit of a bait out there if he goes that way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All that's done on the engagement between Sweet Chili and Kings is allowed AK to get closer, to get into circle. We have indeed lost inside game. Starkey was taken out by a grenade. AK, they're making their way through on the edge of the circle. There is space for Sweet Chili to disengage away towards the center of the circle, but the fight between NGG and RESQ rages on.
What a beautiful corner knock here from Blood, coming around and noting Itachi did get return knocked by Beast. However, it looks like AK stealing kills back here. Turning around and looking for what's ahead of us. Well earned.
Yeah, well earned indeed. All these teams, all these players are left. Ben gets knocked down, but Beast living up to his name, knocking down Coyote, leaving Moon the last player up for RESQ.
Yeah, Beast up in his tower, just beating down on Rescue, pressing them into a small corner. But move, young brother, move. You need to get some zone here as well.
The second he exits that building from
Oh, he's
right
he's,
in the open.
he's
Right.
lasered.
Did the chicken cross the road to get lasered by the remaining 10 players in the lobby? That's what's going to be the story for Beast as we're down to these 5 teams.
Yeah, it looks like a rescue setting up shop for that. We're moving back to the eastern edge. Sweet Chili, an unreal diagram of warfare here. Shifting from north to south and back over to east, holding off every level of opposition and removing any team in their pathway. It looks like a co-hold of the eastern edge. Team Purple over here, a mix of Angry Kids and Kings over here, one building away from each other.
Purple rain, purple rain. Let's see what Kings can do. AK took advantage of the push by Kings. Beast actually takes down AU, leaving Jolly. Roger, the last player up, but he's being able to rotate. Maybe we'll be able to get the revive up. Could lead Sweet Chili Sensation still as a 3-man team. The Blue Zone's going to be start closing in the next 2 seconds. And you know what? Rescue, they're holding on. They're made their way closer. Good stuff from them.
Beast is unreal here, shooting at anyone in front of him. I think he knows he probably won't make it forward, but it's time to get some knocks and kills if you can. Let me go back to that eastern edge. Looks like King's down on the south, Angry Kids still north. And yeah, maybe just clear everyone else in front of you and say, hey, let me give you a rain check. We'll battle it out after we clear what's ahead of us.
Well, yeah, because they can't really see each other because they're in houses beside each other. So they just got to peek on what's going on in the opposite direction as Rescue still holding on. No, they get taken out indeed. So now we're down to Sweet Chili Sensation, AK, and Kings.
Sweet Chili already up to a grand total of 12 kills from the bottom of the map to the absolute northern tip here. Insane rotations and insane nade work, dropping Wild alone by the dossier.
Okay, confirm the kill, but it's in between the smoke. Hey, is he going a little bit too close to comfort at the hands of AK? All the while, King, they're trying to hold on. Fresh is up down. Fresh most likely going to be confirmed. He's bleeding out like a mad dog. That's going to leave untouched, left alone.
Hey, flushing out Wild alone there. And Fresh, that is it. One player left over here for untouched. You need to move forward. You're on your own here. Begin your snake pathway while Aya and the boys are pushing up against Angry Kids here.
That's the second grenade knocked down by Panda for Sweet Chili Sensations, making sure the utility counts where it matters. It doesn't matter if you're in amongst the smokes. That just leaves a target on your head for Kobe to take you out. Now as the Blue Zone's closing in, this is phase 8. So the next phase is the final phase, Jagga. We still have 3 teams, 6 players up.
If Leader comes out of this door, I promise you Untouched will touch you with a whole bunch of 5-point.
But then again, Untouched is in that little...
Oh, never mind. No promises. I
no,
like
he's on the side. Jolly Roger comes in. Now it's just Leader against the 3 players of Sweet Chili Sensation. Sweet Chili. No, they've got the chicken dinner. But the heel comes out for Leader. He's not holding on. He's holding on. He's not giving it up. But is he going to have to let it down? Indeed, he will. And that's going to be the end. Sweet Chili get their first chicken dinner of Group A.
Well earned, boys. It's in the bag of chips. A total of, ooh, bad math, 16? Is that right? 16? 12 plus 4.
14.
Yeah, 16 kills.
Man.
Well earned. Sweet Chili moved with extreme discretion, took the kills as we needed, but we knew to go from south to high north, it'd be a bit of a battle. That western, I think a key moment was that western rotation on the edge where we bypassed majority of those teams on that shift, and we did take over the north. That was absolutely beautiful for Sweet Chili.
It was, and like I said, I called it in which regard I didn't like initially the fact that they'd gone so far deep into South George, but they made it count, and the fact that the circle still stayed in their favor. However, you can't deny the fact that they had 2-2 splits, they had 2 on the coastline, 2 in the building. The way they handled the teams around them was incredibly impactful. Even if the circles had gone away from them, I am very confident that they still would have ended up in the top 3.
Absolutely. And look at, speaking of top three, that consistency, which kills Kings. I don't know if they can be outside of top three. I haven't seen it yet. That's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, just incredible stuff coming out from them. It's the reason why they are on top of the game. However, Sweet Chili, with that chicken dinner, they were already lying third overall. Of course, it's a top 8 that goes through, but it's about securing that top 8 spot. It's about creating that cushion of the teams below you.
Absolutely. So we're going to be back with a total of 3 more games to see the decisive end towards the Rescue Tournament's semifinals Group A. Stand by.
Okay, just trying to hold on his own. Yes, he is going to have to heal up. So that's good stuff by Unique.
They are going to make it to the short side of Hajlu here. First planting the flag, and it looks like they're actually going over to the east instead. Cream here is towards Hospital, but it belongs to the Kings right now.
Oh my god, that circle shift. I didn't think it was going to go so far in to Crates and George, but Sweet Chili Sensation, they're making a count. They take down Wagles Esports. Good stuff by Sweet Chili.
Oh, the absolute spread here for Sweet Chili on the south side of Giorgio here, keeping everything contained and making sure they have room to operate off of this northern tip here. Hopefully they can suss out Unique at the crossway, and I believe we're attempting that for Jody.
Yeah, you know what? They proved me wrong with their rotation into George. I didn't think it was going to work out, but I was basing off on the circle going away from George, but it stayed inside George. They're on a 2-2 split. 2 on the coastline, protecting their backs. 2 on the front line on top of the building. Good stuff by them, by NGG. They're not out of it. They're inside the circle. They're ready to punish RESQ.
Look at Blood just achieving a way forward here and belittling NGG, Itachi, and Ben on the same angle, holding 2 shooters at bay so the rest of his teammates can begin to shift forward in the clouds as they prepare to maybe, possibly revive Coyote there.
It's crazy because we have 29 players left, but it feels like we have more. There's something about this circle. There's something about these teams being close together, but because there's buildings in play, they're not really taking each other out. But now the action is starting to kick off. Unique are being heavily put under pressure.
And look at this, the zone tightening. However, Sweet Chili Sensations not condensing their angles, still holding off the full west side from north to the extreme edges of the rocks, keeping Unique at bay here. Look at Beast setting up shop and camp underneath Lightning in the small shack here on the rock formations. Boy, just rest. Boy, just rest.
But can he get up there, right? Is he actually able to get up there? Yeah, he's going to be able to wrap around, but how much is he exposing himself if he does go right by that road? Like you said, contain yourself, Beast. Contain yourself.
Oh, Lightning is stirring in the shack. He hears every footstep. Once this door opens.
As I don't know what's going on, but Legacy and RESQ. Legacy pushing in very aggressively, but a little bit too late. I do imagine that leaves 3LA, the last player standing.
Yeah, RESQ was making designs this way. They were held off a bit by NGG, but it's like NGG focusing over on to Team Unique. Did they eliminate them from the board? They did. A blessed moment for RESQ to have NGG distracted by Unique here, and now they're shifting over, removing or attempting to remove 3LA here from the 3 stack. 1 player left here. Will we clutch it up?
On a side note, the members of Kings, they rotated very late, but they did it in the right way with the circle shifting in their direction on the east side of the map.
And 3LA still dancing off with a full squad, able to keep him at bay, but they push up literally every step belonging to a player of RESQ, tight as tight can be, and a Legacy removed from the field of play. Take a look at Angry Kids holding down the southeast of South Georgia Pole here, trying to keep at inside games outside of the blue zone.
Yeah, Starkey is stuck between a wall and a blue zone, to be perfectly honest. But in saying that though, AK have got to try and make their way through, but they're not going to let it happen as Kings are going to engage on the Sweet Chili Sensation. They're trading knockdowns. Sweet Chili rotated hard. They rotated fast. They made George Pool their own up until this point, and they want to continue this run taking down Thrills.
Look at Aya coming off that backside, clutching up. Panda right back down, untouched here. Passing shots through the corridor. You have 2 more on the median, and Jolly Roger and Aya here. Definitely wants to get fresh up. However, coming in from that north side will be Wild alone. A little bit of a bait out there if he goes that way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All that's done on the engagement between Sweet Chili and Kings is allowed AK to get closer, to get into circle. We have indeed lost inside game. Starkey was taken out by a grenade. AK, they're making their way through on the edge of the circle. There is space for Sweet Chili to disengage away toward the center of the circle, but the fight between NDG and RESQ rages on.
What a beautiful corner knock here from Blood, coming around and noting Itachi did get return knocked by Beast. However, it looks like AK stealing kills back here. Turning around and looking for what's ahead of us. Well earned.
Yeah, well earned indeed. All these teams, all these players are left. Ben gets knocked down, but Beast living up to his name, knocking down Coyote, leaving Moon the last player up for RESQ.
Yeah, Beast up in his tower, just beating down on RESQ, pressing them into a small corner. But move, young brother, move. You need to get yourself some zone here as well.
The second he exits that building from
He's
right in the open.
He's lasered.
The chicken crossed the road to get lasered by the remaining 10 players in the lobby. That's what's going to be the story for Beast as we're down to these 5 teams.
Yeah, it looks like a rescue setting up shop for that. We're moving back to the eastern edge. Sweet Chili, an unreal diagram of warfare here. Shifting from north to south and back over to east, holding off every level of opposition and removing any team in their pathway. Looks like a co-hold of the eastern edge. Team Purple over here, a mix of Angry Kids and Kings over here. One building away from each other.
Purple rain, purple rain. Let's see what Kings can do. AK took advantage of the push by Kings. Beast actually takes down AU, leaving Jolly Roger the last player off, but he's being able to rotate. Maybe we'll be able to get the revive up. Could leave Sweet Chili Sensation still as a 3-man team. The Blue Zone's going to be start closing in the next 2 seconds, and you know what? RESQ, they're holding on. They're made their way closer. Good stuff from them.
Beast is unreal here, shooting at anyone in front of him. I think he knows he probably won't make it forward, but it's time to get some knocks and kills if you can. Let me go back to that eastern edge. Looks like King's down on the south, Angry Kids still north. And yeah, maybe just clear everyone else in front of you and say, hey, let me give you a rain check. We'll battle it out after we clear what's ahead of us.
Well, yeah, because they can't really see each other because they're in houses beside each other. So they just got to peek on what's going on in the opposite direction as RESQ still holding on. No, they get taken out indeed. So now we're down to Sweet Chili Sensation, AK, and Kings.
Sweet Chili already up to a grand total of 12 kills from the bottom of the map to the absolute northern tip here. Insane rotations and insane nade work, dropping Wild alone by the dossier.
Okay, confirm the kill, but it's in between the smoke. Hey, is he going a little bit too close to comfort at the hands of AK? All the while, King, they're kind of trying to hold on. Fresh is up down. Fresh most likely going to be confirmed. He's bleeding out like a mad dog. That's going to leave untouched, left alone.
Aya flushing out Wild alone there. And Fresh, that is it. One player left over here for untouched. You need to move forward. You're on your own here. Begin your snake pathway while Aya and the boys are pushing up against Angry Kids here.
That's the second grenade knocked down by Panda for Sweet Chili Sensations, making sure the utility counts where it matters. It doesn't matter if you're in amongst the smokes. That just leaves a target on your head for Kobe to take you out. Now as the Blue Zone's closing in, this is phase 8. So the next phase is the final phase, Jagger. We still have 3 teams, 6 players up.
If Leader comes out of this door, I promise you Untouched will touch you with a whole bunch of 5-point.
But then again, Untouched is in that little...
Oh, never mind. No promises. I like
it. On the side, Jolly Roger comes in. Now it's just Leader against the 3 players of Sweet Chili Sensation. Sweet Chili, no, they've got the chicken dinner. But the heel comes out for Leader. He's not holding on. He's holding on. He's not giving it up. But is he going to have to let it down? Indeed, he will. And that's going to be the end. Sweet Chili get their first chicken dinner of Group A.
Well earned, boys. It's in the bag of chips. A total of, ooh, bad math, 16? Is that right? 16? 12 plus 4.
14,
Yeah, 16
yeah,
kills.
man.
Well earned. Sweet Chili moved with extreme discretion, took the kills as we needed, but we knew to go from south to high north it'd be a bit of a battle. That western, I think a key moment was that western rotation on the edge where we bypassed majority of those teams on that shift, and we did take over the north. That was absolutely beautiful for Sweet Chili.
It was, and like I said, I called it in which regard I didn't like initially the fact that they'd gone so far deep into South George, but they made it count, and the fact that the circle still stayed in their favor. However, you can't deny the fact that they had 2-2 splits, they had 2 on the coastline, 2 in the building. The way they handled the teams around them was incredibly impactful, even if the circles had gone away from them.
One and all, welcome back and ready to crack off game 2 of the Rescue $1,200 semifinals group A. We're gonna find out who indeed which top 8 are moving on here today. How you doing? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can.
There you go. I don't think you could hear me for a second. I think I still
Yeah,
had
no,
the mute up.
were you just like, when you made the introduction, I'm just standing there like,
You're just like,
not responding, just going,
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, okay, if you, this
Okay,
is, that's
yeah, no,
you know, you don't think it's good. All right, cool.
okay, it's good,
I was
it's
like,
good.
I
You
just-
don't want to hear me talk, that's
all
fine,
good.
it's fine. It's
I was
fine.
like, damn, I just
No,
disappointed
no,
him.
no, I'll just stop talking now, yeah?
I was like, I don't know what I did, but he's like, he doesn't
Man,
approve.
It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. These things happen. But yeah, game 1, great play coming out from Sweet Chili Sensation. Like, they look consistent up until this point in the first 4 games, like I mentioned, with Group A, not a chicken dinner, but getting 3rd overall with that win will be fantastic for them in the overall standings. But I gotta say, the biggest winners of that last game was 100% Angry Kids. The reason why is because they were 8th overall in the standings before at the start of the day. They were only 3 points ahead of Gamers Unite Nation. With that second place, with that juicy boost in points, not only will that climb them in the overall standings, but it will also, like I said, give them that cushion against the teams below them, and especially that 9th place team.
Yeah, just about everyone from them in 8th place to all the way up to 4th place, they beat out there. So that was actually, that's how you clutch it up. That's exactly what you needed to rise and get yourself out of that trouble area, that 7th to 10th place region. Well done, kind of distancing yourself.
Exactly, and then, like, you know, obviously Nomad did have the best of games either than Cream kind of not really hitting the right mark. They show so many absolute fantastic moments of intelligence, and the way they rotate is so crisp and smooth. I think the circle shift didn't help them, but then again, I think maybe they, like I mentioned, they could easily have gone 2-2 split at the start of the game. It would have put them in a much better position, because that 2-2 split that I mentioned would have been, one of the compounds would have been just down the south of Everest, which is much more heavily inside the circle for the majority of the game. That would have given them much cleaner and clearer access points into the circle on the next phases. That's why I talk about preparing yourself. Going for a 2-2 split, it's not that you're spreading yourselves in. You're going, hey, we are ready for the next 2-3 shifts. That's what it is.
If it can bounce anyway, we'll have a stage to kind of set off whether it goes left or right, north or south. I'm digging it. Also, the information. Teams rotating past by you, you'll know where you can't go. All right, we're not going to go this side. This two's going to come back and join that too. Professor Imp on the board.
No, it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's common sense, but it's preparation. It's knowledge is power. It's information, you know, gives so much to a team when they're able to prepare a bit better. It's part of the reason why Sweet Chili Sensation won, but it's also part of the reason why, like I said, even if the circle had gone heavily against Sweet Chili Sensation on, let's say, phase 3 or phase 4, they still would have done a damn good job, because they had that information on the teams around them, because they'd gone for a 2-2 split.
Yeah, I'm an absolute fan, Sweet Chili. I'm looking for you from here on out. I mean, I already in the opening scene from first day, I was like, whoa, what did they just do to bro? All right, but just from here on out, man, Sweet Chili, I'm a fan. Methodical gameplay all
Yeah.
around.
100%. Yeah, 100% definitely being impressed with them. But it's going to be up for the teams like Bro Reboot to really kick up their story, really kick their journey on in the RESQ $1,200 tournament. The plane has shown up. It is on the east side of the circle, going from east side of the map, should I say, going from the north to the south. So make it a little bit harder to get in around Chumasera. But other than that, most places are pretty nicely inside this plane trajectory.
Yeah, I'm digging it. It's not too bad at all. As you said, might have the Chumas and the Valle de Mars outside of reach, but you got to be able to kind of reflex and adjust to what you got here. And there's still a lot of major compounds, major cities in play here.
Definitely. And you know, I've said this before again while casting PMCO. Miramar is a type of map where you kind of have two choices when you're rotating. You either rotate through the terrain, missing the roads the majority of the time. That's a little bit quicker, but it's also kind of slower because you are driving slower because you're trying not to
Mm.
roll your vehicle, and also there's a slightly higher chance that you can get caught out. But also, when you go along the roads, it's a slightly longer route. It's a bit safer because you're able to go faster, but because you're out in the open, you can also get caught out. So there's two ways of rotating in Miramar for these teams.
Hopefully they can pick the road less traveled by here. And it looks like a road that's a little bit more traveled by is up north towards Torre Ahumada. We have Bro Reboot and NGG Co. landing. I want to believe it's any man's game, but so far in the early onsets, and I think throughout the game period, Bro Reboot is not proven to be able to hold off their own. And noting a strong and aggressive team like NGG doesn't kind of bode well for them.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of bodes well for them in this situation, and I totally agree with you, Bro Reboot do not seem to be able to handle their early game aggression at all. And look, credit to them, they're trying to land passively, but there are teams landing near them and then they're getting punished. But like I said, the good thing for Bro Reboot is that it's only two members of NGG who've landed near them. The other two members, Pain and Beast, they're essentially down by Cruz de Val area.
And it's already popping off. Looks like it's a Picado battle already. Inside Gamers dropping two members of Sweet Chili. Oh no, you hate to see the early onset out here.
Wait, yeah, that was in Los Leones.
Oh, that's Los Leones.
Right?
Okay, and
Yeah,
two
yeah,
battles
that-
range
that's
off at
the
the
thing.
same time. My
No,
man, I was like, wait, where are they? Are they off the board? I don't see them here.
That's the thing.
It's in
Like,
Los
I was
Leones.
like, wait, what? Let's see. Like, Picado, what? But either
Oh,
way,
yeah.
talking about Picado, we have a fight between Legacy, Wagles. Wagles have disengaged away, so Legacy will leave Picado in their own hands. However, 3LA, he is on his own,
Chasing.
so I worry that he might get caught out.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing up here. Literally driving past by them, almost getting crossbow. If you get crossbowed in this type of tournament, I don't know what to say to you, young brother, but are you chasing? I think he's trying to get that run over. This is a treacherous hillside here. Risking your neck, and you're giving Wagles time to maybe get a weapon and come back and push you on the side of this hill. Just chasing this man.
Just get out and fist him. That's it.
What is
Just get out
happening?
and fist them, like, or just honestly, you're not gonna. It's like you know what music you need in this situation. You know the circus music.
Yeah, that one.
You know.
And he finally
There
goes
you
out.
go.
There you go, Cuddy. He able to link up. He said, "Stop this, kids. Stop playing it. Everybody, go back to your rooms. Sit down." And as we said, we talk about Valle de Mar, Chumacera out of range. The zone is like perfect. That's where I'm going. Perfectly centralized around Chuma, and angry kids with great prejudice moving towards that center mass.
And that is going to create a couple of harder rotations for the likes Nomad, Unique, NGG, and the Kings a little bit, and also the teams in Los Leones. It's not too bad for the teams in Los Leones, like especially RESQ, because they can just shift down south, and they're going to be well inside the circle, go up on the high grounds by Chumacera. But definitely Nomad Gaming and kind of Unique, because if Unique go shift right down on the east, they're going by both Cream and Forehead.
Yeah, Unique looks like they're pitted in the middle of two different waves. The initial wave that will be shifting down southwest, and then even that trail wave of NGG, bro, behind them, kind of caught in between two different waves here.
Yeah, definitely. So the best thing for them would maybe leave it a little bit late to rotate or send a player forward as a scout. I'm not normally a huge fan of scouts, but I would definitely agree with it when it comes to unique, because you want to get information as much as possible for the first 5-7 minutes and reiterate that to the rest of your team.
And speaking of splits over here, Sweet Chili leaving Panda on the right side of Chuma, and then all the way down to Videmar will be Jolly Roger. It's just going to be just a hope and a Hail Mary here, left with half your squad, and we're trying to get some distance here.
And like, it's in my opinion that Miramar is the one map where you really need a full squad to close out that strong result. It's probably the map where you can get exposed for having 1-2 players up the easiest, because when you're talking about less compounds, more open area, you want those 4 extra eyes, those 2 extra bodies to be able to get information and scout around and create that level of formation and positioning for you as a full squad. But when you only have 2 players up, you can get exposed.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a tough time here, especially to your credit to what you're saying is it's just so many changes and elements of the game here in Miramar. You have that mid range to long range, all of a sudden a close push in one of these stacked cities. As you said, if you're not able to do that with multiple levels and multiple players, it's gonna be a tough time, damn near impossible.
It is. Tell you what team isn't going to have an impossible push. That's going to be Gamers Unite Nation in El Pozo. They're going to have nice, clean rotation past Monte Nueva. Maybe go up on the high ground down to south of the Ledger area, because you have those huge rocks around you. They're not really going to be punished by a team to the west because of the playing trajectory. And yeah, okay, maybe it's not as centered to the circle, but maybe send 2 players forward there and then 2 players in a compound towards the center of the circle. Go for that 2-2 split.
Yeah, and there are one of the teams on that buffer, that 7th to 10th place range, depending on exactly how they did last match. So that clear rotation, that clear access to zone should favor them pretty well to move back up into the upper 8 here. Another team is also pretty clear. They might have a river or 2 to cross. Would be the Storm, Team 12, down south at Prison Island. Should start moving forward as quick as they can. That could be, a prison. It could be a prison trying to move out there just a bit too late. So you should take prejudice towards the zone.
Yeah, 100%, especially because of how easy they are towards the center of the circle. That kind of high ground by Minas and Deval would be a really nice place to access.
I agree. Looks like one soul is shifting down, does throw themselves in the red zone. Got to be cautious of that. We don't think about it too much. You got the slow moving bus. You got 2 players left. I guess you got to migrate. However, I'll pray for you.
I've never heard such a low-key, low-key toxic comment. I'll pray for you.
Yeah, figure it out. Hope to see you there. You'll be all right.
It's like only Lord can help you now,
Yeah.
sir.
Instead of saying what they can do, or maybe they can go left, maybe now I'll pray for you. Figure it out.
I'm gonna remember that one in future, Jack.
Yeah. Looks like Nomad will be shifting down. Oh, and red zone right back up on them, but they'll be shifting down. Satsura, the great gunner, coming down first. Did help to clutch off that original battle last match between them and Forehead. You definitely don't want that man going out early, but I understand somebody's got to clear the zone first.
It's like I said, sending a scout forward, it never has to be 1.5 kilometers away, right? But it can be 300, 400, 500 meters away. Send them forward, make it a little bit easier, reiterate, and then it goes like 1 by 1 and they just join together. So that's good by Nomad. Really intelligent play. They've always been strong at rotations. I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah, and I like how they're even doing, we are in the zone. We know we want to go further and deeper, but we're not just rushing that hard mark that we put. So this is actually a beautiful scout job they're doing, to your point, not spreading too far. And even when they have a minute to see what's ahead of them and link back up with Satsura, they're closing that gap, and then I'm sure they'll continue to move.
Definitely, because that kind of open, high groundish around Picado can be great to hold on to, and that's where Nomad are kind of hanging around. I worry about Legacy being in Picado for too long, because, yeah, you have a bit of open field around, but you don't get as much vision as you would like staying in there, and it could make them in just too much of an isolated position come the next couple of phases. But there is still plenty of space down the south of them, which I hope they are aware of.
Unique over on the far east found a slick way to come in. Waited to the zone pop down south, and instead of going immediately down southwest, are going further down south and then kind of a 90-degree angle. Once they hit that southern perimeter, just west and on in. A couple of teams thinking about that as well, but it's less traffic down there as opposed to what you would have been doing on that northeast angle.
And the side of oh man, I keep on forgetting the name of their team. Oh, I'm so bad. The Storms. There you go. The Storms. They kind of were going towards east of Los Higos, but then they turned around and went towards west over by Valdemar. That's valuable time wasted on their rotation into mainland, and that could go against them because the two members of Sweet Chili Sensation have joined up.
So knowing the way this zone looks, would you say that's a better choice for them to go over to that western bridge instead of that east? I know they wasted time, but just overall, the better idea knowing the way that zone is.
Yes, of course. And it should have been a better rotation for them in the first place. I said, they just left it too late.
Yeah. So they will, and they might face opposition over here from Sweet Chili. But like you said, the better option there as the zone is over there, favored to the west side. No teams over there, but they should have done that immediate. Should have not double-minded themselves.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to doubt yourself. As an ideal, you want to make that crisp, clean decision. You want to have an action plan for where you want to go, how you rotate, and what time you want to rotate in towards. But now, the southeast area of the circle is definitely getting a bit more clustered. You have RESQ, you have Forehead, you have Cream, all clashing by each other.
Forehead doing a good job of spraying multiple ways, keeping, you see Peckle literally having to retreat the way he was coming down this road, spraying them at bay, also mirroring their efforts on the opposite side, keeping RESQ at a distance.
I do like Marilyn from RESQ has gone a little bit further away from his team, right, creating that space, giving that information, and we do see Moon is going to join up with him. Clever play from RESQ. Really nice to see. AK still inside Chumasero, which I will worry about. Unique are now rotating in on towards the south outskirts of Los Leones.
Wagles on Angry Kids. It looks like the previous Center City Chuma on the outskirts. We'll see a direct compound battle. Hif alone with two on the immediate. We'll be upstairs with Wild alone and Exile, making designs to get towards him, tossing up utility, just a bit shy on the left side. Wild alone's a little bit better, but he is reacting with great swiftness. Hif is here.
Dance around the grenades, my friend. Hif, huff. Oh no, damn, I was trying to make that work, but
Hip hop array. I got you. I got you, bro. All right, so it looks like Wild alone peeking at Stairway Smoke will cloud his vision, blowing down the doors, busted open while you got it. Still thinking of designs to revive a Fox here. Did put enough distractions there for Exile to fall back behind the semi.
Just go in as a two-man team and take him out. No BS, no BM. Go in, go hard, clear him out, job done. Happy days. Don't mess around. Don't waste your utility. Don't waste your smokes. You got that massive man advantage. You gotta know there's no more than one, maybe two players inside that building.
Yeah, I understand you got none of the kills on them, so you're uncertain, but you've heard no alternate footsteps. Go in. And you have a full 4-man squad. Go. Okay, maybe all right. They're like, okay, absolute bullet barrage, pinning him to the side of the wall there, and that's what it should be like. Yeah, maybe there is 4 people up there, but you got a 4-man squad too. Why should you be scared?
Exactly. And also, like I said, it's about time, right? It's about kind of time ticking. We're in the 13-minute mark. Now is the time to kind of make that space and create that level of information around you. They are down the south of Chumasero. It's kind of on the low ground. You got teams rapping all around them, the likes of Kings, Forehead, even RESQ getting a little bit closer than they were previously as a side of Cream. But now this is AK on to... Yeah. Actually, Forehead. Yeah, AK onto Forehead.
It looks like, yes, Forehead was trying to investigate that compound sweep that they just were successful at, but somehow Kings always on their throne above every battle. You see, Untouched will be shifting over towards Tenchik, but he's shifting back down. It's Kikosh! This is not the time to spin out, young boy!
I'm gonna give that a 2 out of 10
Oh
as he
my.
gets knocked down by Fresh. It was a bit of a wild rotation. That's the risk of rotating a Miramar Jag, and it goes against them.
And you talked about it. Sometimes that pathway, although elongated, is smoother. Another vehicular explosion, untouched, is spraying with aggression here.
That's gonna leave one player left up for Forehead, Puchok. They were always looking okay inside the circle, but they seemed to just rotate in a bit of a disconnected way, and they paid the price.
Yeah, I think it was a bit risky to come over and shift plateaus here just to investigate the shots, maybe send one or two over, but they put all their eggs in one basket over here, and this basket belongs to Kings.
It does indeed. Now Unique going for Coyote. The 2-2 split by RESQ. It's not paying off the best, but they still have two players up. Unique are looking to engage, but shot by shot, grenade by grenade. Coyote trying to hold on now. Frozen does get the support.
Yeah, Unique, I'll call it now. They're absolutely going to frag out. You put them in a bad way, even for one game. They feel like they have a lot to prove, and they're going to push up with extreme aggression here. Coyote down. I assume he'll be confirmed. Maybe Suppressive 5 from back on the hill from Moon. Might be able to stave him off, but I don't think there's too much you can do on the immediate here.
No, just rescue, lose that spot, and say, hey, look, we still have two players up on the high ground in the circle. Stave off, but Nomad Gaming and Bro Reboot engaging on each other.
Farthest northeast teams here. Statsura able to do what he does and collect one knock onto Bro Reboot here. It's not looking too good, guys. From mid-range to close range, beginning to end, we've got to find a way to capitalize in some sort of environment here.
This might sound toxic and trolly,
Yeesh.
but I'm just kind of happy that Bro Reboot have lasted longer than 15 minutes inside this game. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it speaks for itself. In the past, they've gone down very early. At least they're holding on.
All right, and that's the end of our broadcast, guys. We'll see you. You gotta go with the facts, guys. Don't take it as a detriment.
It's not a personal criticism.
Yeah.
You know what, Jag? I'll say a prayer for them.
That's a free one. That's the most you can do there. All right, so it looks like we're keeping multiple angles here on these mounts. I'm liking it, not stacking one angle here. We do know it's a compound, probably won't achieve the most kills here, but if we can catch them peeking out the rock side at the wrong moment, maybe we can get another knock and keep a team further and weakened outside of the zone.
Here's the thing, now they're closing in on this phase 2, heading in towards phase 3. All teams are now inside the circle. There is still plenty of space on that north half right between Picado and Monte Nuevo, but a lot of it is flat land. It's going to be reliant on Power Grid being inside the circle for any of these teams to really hold on in the next circle shift on that north side.
Yeah, and it looks like a cream southwest. On to Kings. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Let's pop it off. Ali versus Frazier. It looks like we're shifting towards Mount King here, and we're still able to hold off any semblance of our land here. Not able to move clear and towards Kings here, keeping them at bay. I like how they have that early warning system because they're spread from peak to peak here.
They are indeed. Plus with the circle shifting up towards the northwest. And a lot of these teams are outside the circle down on the southeasterly direction as Gamers United Nation and decided Sweet Chili Sensation. They're going to be called out. Leave them just pan that left standing. Gonna just try and wrap around on the edge of the circle. Maybe go directly up onto the west by Monte Nuevo. Inside the city, it could be risky, but if you're a one-man army, it's actually better to hold on in the city area.
And it is rare that you get to control your own future. That is a team we talked about that broke that 7th to 10th place bubble, a bubble that Gun needs to cross as well. So taking them out early will make it all the more easier for you.
It will indeed. Now it's the Kings are rotating down the hills of Chumacera up into the circle. Legacy have been able to find a nice spot in their early rotation. Bro Reboot has shifted up on the hills, like I mentioned, down the south of Power Grid. The one place that is really nicely inside the circle from a high ground area in this phase. There's a couple of compounds by the side of the road, but it's not going to be easy to hold on because you're going to be hidden. You're going to be exposed by a lot of teams around you. Now, to look at the harsh rotations come down on the south side of this map, absolutely unbelievable, like a flock of birds.
It's crazy. It looks like chicken pox down here. All teams in the south thinking of a northwestern sweep up. Somehow still surviving in different patches, but wait till we cluster up and we already have a battle of gun and a legacy towards that southwest angles. You're going to be a bit surprised to know that this plateau is already held.
Yeah, and there's still vacay to the east of Legacy, so you gotta be careful around that. Hold on to all their angles, but NGG and Cream, along with Unique, outside the circle, they did, of course, start flocking away separately, but now as they try and join up, the battles might start to ensue.
And it looks like Beast has located a clear respite into the church underneath of the mound from Gamers Unite Nation. I believe the full force can centralize and evade the caravanning of Cream here. You saw a Ranger literally driving towards the church. They just claimed it a second earlier. Reeves up top, the Overwatch, looking to watch his way. I think he probably told him, no. A team's there, back off.
Yeah, because Unique are right behind them, so great response by Cream. They've always been good in these kind of situations. Their rotations have 9 times out of 10 been incredibly crisp, but it's not going to be easy right now. 2 members went forward. Now the other 2 are going to join up.
Beautiful.
Sick as a full squad. Nice stuff by Cream.
Beautiful. It looks like Unique actually doing the same thing on the backside of the mountain. They sent the first half of the caravan. Milky Way and Frozen stayed on the hill and watched their way forward, actually quarterbacking and directing their trajectory outside of that Cream area.
Nice by Ranger to take out the vehicle Ben was in. Ben is able to survive, so that's actually a good thing for NGG. It's still not safe for Cream. They know that he's not taken out, which means that there is an angle that NGG have on the Cream, but Vito knocks down a member of Gamers Unite Nation. They're looking at all angles. They don't care where the pixels are, what the bodies are. They're just going to look to knock him out and take him down.
Unreal, noting we have that immediate compound warfare, but to shift and check all angles and noting gun above you, well earned there. Ben out there outside the zone has to be careful. I believe he wants to come out of that pocket, but you are being pressed here by Cream. Even Rescue up above, shifting over, noting Moon there. Maybe get a free kill as the Blue Zone beats it down here.
Is he gonna go past him? Where's he gonna go? Marilyn is following directly behind. We do have the fight between the Storm and Unique, which you gotta keep an eye on. However, Moon and Marilyn, they're just gonna go further away. They're avoiding it. They're not going anywhere near. That's good stuff by them.
Look at the zone saying, cool story, guys, with your Northwest sweeps. I don't care. I'm going to the East. Nomad, come here. I'm coming to hug you. Well earned there for them. We talked about them coming in late from that Northeast, and somehow it just pops right back to them. They're clear as can be. Well earned there.
Yeah, but those circle shifts are really the ones that are so hard to predict. Like you said, going from the west to the east, that is a bit of a kick in the face to the players, and I do feel for them in these trying times, in these moments, because you spend the majority of your time rotating. You can't settle. You can't really get any kind of information. You just gotta think on the spot. That's where a strong IGL will come into play.
Ben trying to overwatch this immediate battle, trades equal amount of health with Ranger, although he is beating out heavily from the blue, able to make himself available in this fight. Does stave off the immediate push from Cream here.
Yeah, of course the knockdown was able to put on 2 by a member of NGG, and that's going to be Ben really being staved off as Cream and NGG. They both got to try and find a rotation into the circle, which is pretty far away at this point.
Reeves knocking on the door of the church. Open one door, open the second, backs out. Gonna have that fight engaging. Suppressed Uzi, not able to tag him up. AK red dot. Reeves looking for that power as we're cooking one, I believe, in Vito.
No better time to say I'm gonna say a prayer. Eat your vitamins, as NGG have got to just hold on to church. Come, take me to church, in the words of Hosea, and that's exactly what Cream are gonna put on to NGG.
Absolutely, and we're still trying to cover on the outside. Beast down, Payne, the last player in the smoke, up in the high tower, looking like we're gonna have a Cream finish here. We do retaliate, knock a Vito here, and that is it off of the church compound, and it's for NGG.
And honestly, that was great by Cream. They knew they had to commit at that point, and that's what they did. They closed it out. Yeah, okay, they could have done it earlier, but they picked the moment. The Blue Zone's closing in. Will they be able to survive? All the while, the teams are rotating in. Gamers Unite Nation, Legacy, the Storm, who have spent so much of their time rotating, but guess what? They're still in this game.
Unique high northwest, able to wrap around, continuing their battle here from across the street with RESQ. Moon down at the hands of a Hajlu. We do see Marilyn the Magician shifting to the backside of the shack. However, bro is up to your north. You cannot rest there for long.
Yeah, and all the while, Haju is now going to look in the direction of Gamers Unite Nation, rotating in front of blue. Sprays come out on the M4, and he gets a knockdown on the sap.
Gamers United, they had a clear disengagement from the NGG Cream battle. However, Unique was already here, posted ahead of you, and will return that fair play shots right upon you. It looks like King's up above, still with the elevation. Something they call home here will be, all right, I crashed. Tell me what you see.
Oh my god, I'm just looking at Haslu, who was just looking in the direction of Games Unite Nation, Legacy, and Rescue, just pushing teams back left, right, and center. 10 teams left, 34 players. The next shift did center up a Nomad Gaming inside the circle in the only compound as the Kings down on the south side. They're going to take down the majority of the Storm. There's still a two-man team. They lost Thrills, they lost Bond, but the fight's still going to rage on outside the circle as the Storm have got to fight up against both Kings and AK on the south side.
Couldn't see it, but this man just told me a whole story. I literally followed it. I'm like, damn, that happened? Damn, I can envision that. Appreciate you there, brother. And it looks like Inside Gamers, full squad over here on that southern edge trying to make their way forward. Do have adjacent to them angry kids here.
Well, if it's Inside Games, if you have a vehicle, actually wrap around on the east. It's risky, or send one person over. Let's see if they can make it count. Unique, they're staving onto their compound. They want to push back Gamers Unite Nation. They know with this circle shift that it is do or die in terms of getting as many kills as possible.
Fresh trying to end the tour of Legacy here off that eastern edge. We're also in that immediate battle with Gamers Unite Nation in the distance. Couple of pink and red bars here for the pocket of Legacy. Fresh maintaining his piece off that backside, trying to press them against the blue here.
Black and yellow, the Storm holding on. They've really been keeping this angle as a two-man team very nicely. Push back AK, but it's not over yet. The Blue Zone's closing in. You got 3 members of AK against 2 members of the Storm.
It looks like pushing back Maserati. Fox is at the tip of the mount. Don't heal yet. Maserati is coming up. Well done. Switching back to the weaponry and dropping him there. Another team with their future in their hands. AK needs to separate themselves from that 10th place pack.
Well, they got second place in game 1. They want to follow up game 2 in Miramar with another result. And let's see if they can make it count. They're in the top 9, but they've got to try and push through into the circle. They just about managed to make it. All the while, Kings, Legacy, Unique, all outside the circle, all fighting out in the open.
Untouched, clutching it up for Kings there. You owe a Christmas present to angry kids as well, and he's sending a bottle of flames. Not what I had in mind, but still thanking them for the help with Legacy and Unique. Animals coming out of the woods. A full pack of 4 wolves here, shifting towards the angle of Untouched there.
On a side note, Evil Boy is still going from Gamers Unite Nation. I don't think he's going to have much of an impact inside games and AK. Inside games, they did indeed shift around to the east like I recommended. Yes, the circle's gone against them, but they're on their own on the east. And that's a really important factor to play as we get into the final stages of this game.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but on the east and outside of Nomad, no matter how many players they do have left, always going to be a threat. We're looking to keep Bro out there. Well done, making it to the top 6. You need moments like these. It's not out of your hands. However, you will have to have some consistent plays for Bro.
Looks like the prayer of Imperium has count. Hallelujah. As a Bro reboot are going to do a great job. Look, credit where credit is due. They stayed safe. They stayed really consistent, and they're making it count, and they're on the north side. But now as the Blue Zone is going to be closing in, Evil Boy did actually get a knockdown before he got taken that out. That's good stuff from Evil Boy.
Absolutely. Speaking of hallelujah, a hallelujah over there covering 360 for Unique, claiming the zone for them first, and also watching Evil Boy, as you said, come towards the zone. We have Angry Kids above us, but just a duo remaining for them. Southwest outside the zone. Yeah, please don't get in that vehicle. It's smoking heavily.
My God, can I just talk about how Inside Games went in, breached the compound that Nomad Gaming were in, took down 2 players, did get a couple of knocks in their side, but at least Lunatic, the last player standing for Nomad Gaming, as the circle shows up, and Lunatic is still inside the circle. Bro Reboot has been able to hold on. They're on the north side. It's all gonna come down to this fight between Unique and actually just even Unique, because Kings got taken out. Wild One is on his own. He is a Wild One. He's most likely gonna go down. He knocks down
A Hajlu there.
Remember Unique?
Yeah, knocks on a Hajlu, but the quick reflex from Frozen, able to obliterate them outside his zone. Look at Lunatic, all members here, rezzed and healed up, full health bars for Inside Games. We do have this open warehouse in front of you. Just stave off as Unique pushes forward. You might not know, but they're pushing forward as backup here. Dial removed from the board of play. Well done, bro. Be aggressive here as we move towards the northern tip of the zone.
Cruz just crucified Dale. I don't think he expected a team to be there more on the north side, so that was great. Just great sight, great reaction coming out from Bro Reboot, but they've got to be careful because where they are as a 2-man team, yeah, they got protection, but what information do they truly have on the teams around them, Jack?
Lunatic does get removed from the board of play. Got a knock there, but he was able to be sussed out by Inside Games. Immediately, the smoke path shifting down, said, yes, we'll take this house. Everyone on their triangular corner of the zone here. You see Frozen moving up towards the street in the muscle car there. Decides that's a bit too risky. We want the compound here. Frozen popped off the buggy. Lightning does hop off in time. Ahaju up that right side, shooting up the balcony from backfire, pressing back into the doorway. Lightning linking up on that right side. Keep it tight, young brothers. You know you don't have any more backup, and the numbers are against you here.
Luja, you gotta say, great push from Unique. Yeah, okay, they lost 1 member, but they're still holding on. Now they're in the same compound as Inside Games. Inside Games, they got the respect. But Starkey with the Kobe on the Luja. Now how can Lightning strike onto the hands of Inside Games? But Bro Reboot ready to come in, stop both of these teams in the back.
Look at Ahaju maintaining it between 2 windows. And it looks like, oh my, Ahaju with the Groza. Thirsting as well. Doesn't able to clutch up there against backfire, but well earned, get that point. And here comes Crewsome. He noted you guys off that backside, shifting back in to the building itself. Gonna wait for Rekt to maybe link up before he takes this one without his backup.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think Rekt necessarily needs to go with Cruz. I get what you're saying. Cruz goes on top of the roof, but Rekt can be kind of the back-end angle while Cruz baits the members of Inside Games out into the open, but they know. Inside Games know. They know that they are going right into a trap if they exit and disengage away from this house. Phase 8. It's inside the circle. Now we're going to come to a little bit of a standstill, Jack, as the circle is going to start closing in and we get to the last phase of this game.
Rekt shifting up 2-on-2 Hardy Boys versus Dudley Boys here. Looks like Rekt will be right outside the window, noting their probable evacuation point. However, they heard the crunching of the sand as Crewsome shifts to the mid part of the building here. No chimney there. You cannot rain down and protect shots from that angle.
In the words of the Dudley Boys, get the tables! As they're gonna try and find Team Extreme of Inside Games. You gotta talk about the fact that the East Coast rotation has paid off so well for Inside Games in the final stages of this game, but it's not over yet. We're gonna get into this final phase. 1 on top of the building. Can they jump off and take down Inside Games, or will they just hold on, try and find an angle, try and find something that they can use to their advantage?
And Rekt is trying as he might to connect the utility in the back building or back room here, but to no avail. They have a small pocket of the zone here.
Oh my god, Rekt is gonna be exposed. He gets knocked down by backfire. That's gonna be one man down. That leaves Cruz on his own, and Cruz is gonna get taken down. Inside Games close this game, and they claim the chicken dinner.
Well learned for Inside Games there. I was digging the mentality. I was digging the idea of Bro there with the alternate angles and the unique approach. But sometimes a good old back-to-back, shoulder-to-shoulder maintenance there will get you through it.
Yep.
Inside Games, well in there.
And you weren't sure if it was gonna, like, you called that Bro reboot should actually join up as a two-man team. I got what they were trying to do, but your call really was a difference maker in terms of Inside Games were a two-man team together, and they just plowed through Bro reboot in the end.
But what a metamorphosis, not mad at all. Don't have the top billing and fragging, but we'll take top 2, bro. We absolutely will. Go ahead, show us. Show us.
Look, considering they started this day in 15th place with only 10 points, and it's the same with Inside Games. They started today in 13th place with only 17 points, so we're seeing now, as we get into the final moments of this Group A, teams that didn't start off well, they're starting to show. They're starting to rise. Absolutely. It's going to make an interesting end to Group A.
Speaking of rising, Unique rising back up to the top 3 where they belong. Didn't like the way the last game ended. I knew they'd come out with extreme aggression. Maybe a little bit too much aggression there at that last play, but it looked pretty good to me.
It did indeed. It did indeed. Incredible play. Hard circle shifts made it difficult for some teams, but still incredibly exciting.
All right, everyone. That is just 2 out of 4 games for the final day of semifinals A. We'll be back in a matter of minutes. Stand by. Everybody go back to your rooms. Sit down. And as we said, we talk about Valle Mar, Chumacera out of range. The zone is like perfect. That's where I'm going. Perfectly centralized around Chuma and angry kids with great prejudice moving towards that center mass.
And that is going to create a couple of harder rotations for the likes of Nomad, Unique, NGG, and the Kings a little bit, and also the teams in Los Leones. It's not too bad for the teams in Los Leones, like especially RESQ, because they can just shift down south, and they're going to be well inside the circle, go up on the high grounds by Chumacera. But definitely Nomad Gaming and kind of Unique, because if Unique goes shift right down on the east, they're going by both Cream and Forehead.
Yeah, Unique looks like they're pitted in the middle of 2 different waves. The initial wave that will be shifting down southwest, and then even that trail wave of NGG, bro, behind them, kind of caught in between 2 different waves here.
Yeah, definitely. So the best thing for them would maybe leave it a little bit late to rotate or send a player forward as a scout. I'm not normally a huge fan of scouts, but I would definitely agree with it when it comes to Unique, because you want to get information as much as possible for the first 5-7 minutes and reiterate that to the rest of your team.
And speaking of splits over here, Sweet Chili leaving Panda on the right side of Chuma, and then all the way down to Valle Mar will be Jolly Roger. It's just going to be just a hope and a Hail Mary here, left with half your squad, and we're trying to get some distance here.
And like, it's in my opinion that Miramar is the one map where you really need a full squad to close out that strong result. It's probably the map where you can get exposed for having 1-2 players up the easiest, because when you're talking about less compounds, more open area, you want those 4 extra eyes, those 2 extra bodies to be able to get information and scout around and create that level of formation and positioning for you as a full squad. But when you only have 2 players up, you can get exposed.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tough time here, especially to your credit to what you're saying is it's just so many changes and elements of the game here in Miramar. You have that mid-range to long-range, all of a sudden a close push in one of these stacked cities. As you said, if you're not able to do that with multiple levels and multiple players, it's going to be a tough time, damn near impossible.
It is. Tell you what team isn't going to have an impossible push. That's going to be Gamers Unite Nation in El Pozo. They're going to have nice, clean rotation past Monte Nueva, maybe go up on the high ground down the south of La Drillera, because you have those huge rocks around you. They're not really going to be punished by a team to the west because of the playing trajectory. And yeah, okay, maybe it's not as centered to the circle, but maybe send 2 players forward there and then 2 players in a compound towards the center of the circle. go for that 2-2 split.
Yeah, and there are one of the teams on that buffer, that 7th to 10th place range, depending on exactly how they did last match. So that clear rotation, that clear access to zone should favor them pretty well to move back up into the upper 8 here. Another team is also pretty clear. They might have a river or two to cross. Would be the Storm, Team 12, down south at Prison Island. Should start moving forward as quick as they can. That could be, I mean, a prison. It could be a prison trying to move out there just a bit too late, so you should take prejudice towards the zone.
Yeah, 100%, especially because of how easy they are towards the center of the circle. That kind of high ground by Minas and Deval would be a really nice place to access.
I agree. Looks like one soul is shifting down, does throw themselves in the red zone. Got to be cautious of that. You don't think about it too much. You got the slow moving bus. You got 2 players left. I mean, I guess you got to migrate. However, I'll pray for you.
I've never heard such a low-key, like, you know, low-key toxic comment. I'll pray for you.
Yeah, figure it out. Hope to see you there. You'll be all right.
It's like only Lord can help you now,
Yeah.
sir. You know?
Instead of saying what they can do, or maybe they can go left, maybe now I'll pray for you. Figure it out.
I'm gonna remember that one in future, Jack.
Yeah. Looks like Nomad will be shifting down. Oh, and red zone right back up on them, but they'll be shifting down. Satsura, the great gunner, coming down first. Did help to clutch off that original battle last match between them and Forehead. You definitely don't want that man going out early, but I understand somebody's got to clear the zone first.
It's like I said, sending a scout forward, it never has to be, you know, 1.5 kilometers away, right? But it can be 300, 400, 500 meters away. Send them forward, make it a little bit easier, reiterate, and then it goes like one by one and they just join together. So that's good by Nomad. Really intelligent play. They've always been strong at rotations. I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah, and I like how they're even doing, we are in the zone. We know we want to go further and deeper, but we're not just rushing that hard mark that we put. So this is actually a beautiful scout job they're doing, to your point, not spreading too far. And even when they have a minute to see what's ahead of them and link back up with Satsura, they're closing that gap, and then I'm sure they'll continue to move.
Definitely, because that kind of open high groundish around Picado can be great to hold on to, and that's where Nomad are kind of hanging around. I worry about Legacy being in Picado for too long, because yeah, you have a bit of open field around, but don't get as much vision as you would like staying in there, and it could make them in just too much of an isolated position come the next couple of phases. But there is still plenty of space down the south of them, which I hope they are aware of.
Unique over on the far east found a slick way to come in, waited to the zone pop down south, and instead of going immediately down southwest, are going further down south and then kind of a 90-degree angle once they hit that southern perimeter, just west and on in. A couple of teams thinking about that as well, but it's less traffic down there as opposed to what you would have been doing on that northeast angle.
And you know, the side of oh man, I keep on forgetting the name of their team. Oh, I'm so bad. The Storms. There you go. The Storms. They kind of were going towards east of Los Higos, but then they turned around and went towards west over by Valdemar. That's valuable time wasted on their rotation into mainland, and that could go against them because the 2 members of Sweet Chili Sensation have joined up.
So knowing the way this zone looks, would you say that's a better choice for them to go over to that western bridge instead of that east? I know they wasted time, but just overall, the better idea knowing the way that zone is.
Yes, of course. And it should have been a better rotation for them in the first place. But I said, they just left it too late.
Yeah. So they will, and they might face opposition over here from Sweet Chili. But like you said, the better option there as the zone is over their favor to the west side. No teams over there, but they should have done that immediate. Should have not double-minded themselves.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to doubt yourself. As an ideal, you want to make that crisp, clean decision. You want to have an action plan for where you want to go, how you rotate, and what time you want to rotate in towards. But now, the southeast area of the circle is definitely getting a bit more clustered. You have RESQ, you have Forehead, you have Cream, all clashing by each other.
Forehead doing a good job of spraying multiple ways, you see Pecco literally having to retreat the way he was coming down this road, spraying them at bay, also mirroring their efforts on the opposite side, keeping RESQ at a distance.
I do like Maryland from RESQ has gone a little bit further away from his team, right? Creating that space, giving that information, and we do see Moon is going to join up with him. Clever play from RESQ. Really nice to see. AK still inside Chumasera, which I will worry about. Unique are now rotating in on towards the south outskirts of Los Leones.
Wagles on Angry Kids. It looks like the previous Center City Chuma on the outskirts. We'll see a direct compound battle. Hif alone with 2 on the immediate. We'll be upstairs with Wild alone and Exile, making designs to get towards him. Tossing up utility, just a bit shy on the left side. Wild alone's a little bit better, but he is reacting with great swiftness. Hif is here.
Dance around the grenades, my friend. Hif, hop. Oh no, damn, I was trying to make that work, but
Hip hop array. I got you. I got you. I got you, bro. Alright, so it looks like Wild alone peeking at stairway. Smoke will cloud his vision, blowing down the doors, busted open while you got it. Still thinking of designs to revive a Fox here. Did put enough distractions there for Exile to fall back behind the semi.
Just go in
I died.
as a 2-man team and take him out. No BS. No BM, go in, go hard, clear him out, job done, happy days. Don't mess around, don't waste your utility, don't waste your smokes. You've got that massive man advantage, you've got to know there's no more than 1, maybe 2 players inside that building.
Yeah, I understand you got none of the kills on them, so you're uncertain, but you've heard no alternate footsteps. Go in, and you have a full 4-man squad. Go. Okay, maybe, all right. They're like, okay, absolute bullet barrage, pinning him to the side of the wall there. And that's what it should be like. Yeah, maybe there is 4 people up there, but you got a 4-man squad too. Why should you be scared?
Exactly. And also, like I said, it's about time, right? It's about kind of time ticking. We're in the 13-minute mark. Now is the time to kind of make that space and create that level of information around you. They are down the south of Chumasera. It's kind of on the low ground. You got teams rapping all around them, the likes of Kings, Forehead, even RESQ getting a little bit closer than they were previously as a side of Cream. But now this is AK on to actually Forehead. Yeah, AK onto Forehead.
It looks like, yes, Forehead was trying to investigate that compound sweep that they just were successful at, but somehow Kings always on their throne above every battle. You see, Untouched will be shifting over towards Tenchik, but he's shifting back down. It's Kikosh! This is not the time to spin out, young boy!
I'm gonna give that a 2 out of 10 as he gets knocked down by Fresh. It was a bit of a wild rotation. That's a risk of rotating a Miramar Jag, and it goes against them.
And you talked about it. Sometimes that pathway, although elongated, is smoother. Another vehicular explosion. Untouched is spraying with aggression here.
That's gonna leave 1 player left up for Forehead. Poochok. They were always looking okay inside the circle, but they seemed to just rotate in a bit of a disconnected way, and they paid the price.
Yeah, I think it was a bit risky to come over and shift plateaus here just to investigate the shots, maybe send 1 or 2 over, but they put all their eggs in 1 basket over here, and this basket belongs to Kings.
It does indeed. Now Unique goes
We are back and ready to kick off the 3rd map here tonight. There's only 1 more after this. It's starting to be that time where you have to lay it all on the line. It's your map. It's your map, right?
It's my map.
Let me know.
Map. I love Vikendi. It's just I just love Vikendi. I don't know what it is. I just it's no man. I just absolutely love Vikendi. And look, you know. Let's look at this Group A. Let's look at some of these teams. We saw in the previous game, Inside Games and Pro Reboot, we don't have a live update on where the teams are in the standings, but using a little bit of speculation, you can say that 100% Inside Games and Pro Reboot have made a fantastic push for themselves to get up into the top 8 based on that last game result alone.
I love the switch ups that happen on the second half. I love when
Yeah.
teams are able to kick it into the second gear, and that's the beautiful part about having multiple days for different stages here. You can kind of, it's tough. Teams are able to do it, but it's tough to bounce back amidst the 4 games for a 1 day qualifier, 1 day league, or whatever it is. But when you're able to have that second day, we can clear your mind, review, watch film, and bounce back. That's the mark of a true champion.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's not always about how you fall or how hard you fall. It's about how you get back up.
Preach. Preach. And speaking of getting back up, we are up, and away in the playing path. Let's take a look.
Yeah, going from the southeast up towards the northeast, basically an easterly playing circle, to be honest. So it is going to make it a lot harder for teams to get to around Goroka, Coal Mine, Dobro Mesto, Krisha, Sabava. But I believe we had a very similar playing trajectory yesterday in Vikendi, I think, or the day before.
Yeah, it was yesterday, and then it
Yeah.
stayed pretty true to Dobro. Literally ended with the zone being on the edge of Dobro on that west side. I believe Nomad was pretty blessed over there, but RESQ
Yeah.
held it down there. I'm thinking Vikendi doing Vikendi things. This is going to be like a Kricha centered zone way over there northwest. So cool. We're on the southwest. I'm going northwest or southeast. We're on northwest.
Here's the thing, like, this is how much I love Vikendi. I actually don't really care where the circle ends. The only, if I could change anywhere in oh wait, okay, we'll get to this point later on, because look at this phase on the circle. Like,
What's
literally
that?
50% of it is water. 50%,
Yeah,
like, oh man. Now, the only benefit for that is that there is a lot of coastal line entry for the teams that are on the north and south side of this map.
And I hope they'll be able to get it. A lot of the teams will have to be gate kept by the eastern teams there. And once again, out here at Cement,
Yep.
or excuse me, Cosmodrome, Kings and Nomad, one team not trying to relent or cede to the other, jockeying for dominance. Both these, oh my gosh, Eclipse dropping fresh here.
Indeed, but he got clapped right back by between Thrills and Untouched coming together. Manawa Satsora drives forward. He's gonna go in through the window. Wait for Lunatic. Wait for your teammate. Hold on, but Lunatic gets clapped onto by the members of Kings. This is the same similar early game team fight we saw for these two teams early on, but Satsor has to try and bounce back, jump in between the bullets being shot up by the members of Kings.
Wow, well earned there, sweeping back up. Nikola, he's going to need you on this immediate. I think even with a bad game, if somebody dies here, which is looking like Nomad might, these teams should still qualify. I think this is an absolute power move.
Yeah, it is. This is just basically none of these teams want to give up the spot because they take it as a sign of weakness, right, Jack? Unless it's agreed upon outside of game, when you openly in game give your spot to another team, you are basically saying to that team, "We are bitches."
Yeah.
Excuse my French.
And
But that's true.
I actually like that they're fighting it out here, not of course for their points, but if you're able to dominate one team here in the finals, the semifinals, Group A, they're probably going to think twice in the finals when all the money's on the line.
Exactly. Now, I don't agree with it, but that's just a mentality. That's
Right.
the pride the teams hold on to. If I was, I'd have no problem just saying to that team, look, take that spot, doesn't matter to us. But I think differently. I'm not a pro player. I don't have that level of maybe egotism that might be required in game. Plus, I don't have the talent. But there is a certain level of egotism that is required to be at the top of the game, and that's where we see the drop spots being contested because they have that ego behind them.
Yeah, and the Nomad just cool under pressure. They are shifting away, giving space and giving distance. But most teams will just leave the city, without a helmet. They're gonna keep on looting. That's a good move. They want to bump into the next set of teams naked and unequipped.
Definitely. So as we kind of shift around, let's have a look at what teams really have it easy, which teams kind of have a hard. Of course, there is a lot of action around the south side of this Vikendi map. So of course you have like 5-6 teams, Games of the United Nation, you have RESQ, you have Wagles, you also have Unique and NGG all around that south side, but that's still going to be a pretty easy way for all those teams to access the circle. It's just a matter of when they do it.
And it looks like the furthest most player of Sweet Chili Panda was kept and pushed away by Vito as they move towards the center. He's going to be linking up with the rest of the squad and should have information to give them that here comes Cream.
I haven't been focused too much on that, but I'll let you keep an eye on that. We did see a member of RESQ, actually no, a member of Gamers Unite Nation being taken down by RESQ down on the south side. So that's going to put Gamers Unite Nation under a little bit more pressure, but they're going to try and clap back.
Actually, pretty wild that they did that. Gamers United Nation was taking host of this region first. Rescue was just shifting past by, able to stop and get a knock there and then keep it moving.
They have to keep it moving. They're in separate vehicles. Don't hold onto the edge. Just go far inside the circle. Hang around on the south of Dino Park. Those kind of high ground compounds in between Mavatra and down the south of Dino Park would be great to hold onto. Maybe even go on the coastal line city for the next 5 to 7 minutes while you look to loot up and then see where you want to go from there.
Absolutely, and it's like Legacy will be holding one of the most centralized compounds in the zone here at Mavatra, but Cream still lurking, still jockeying for multiple positions, just testing the water. They've passed absolutely a multitude of compounds to get here. Absolutely they want the shots. They're not looking for compounds. They're looking for people. You guys are wild. You guys are wild.
Sorry. I just saw Beast just get knocked down and driven over by NGG. It was just incredibly hilarious. Yeah. Sorry, I was just kind of, because I want to keep an eye on the kind of south coast while you pan over and do what you need to do and kind of point out what you need to point out. Just keeping an eye. But now we are seeing a lot of teams shifting down on the central part of the circle between Movatra and Vihar. We are seeing Wagles going in there, but Sweet Chili Sensation, they want to hold on, especially Jody on his own, push back, make a sound as if there's more than one body inside that building, inside those compounds.
And over here towards the center, Cream was looking for it. They found it. Did suffer a knock adjacent of forehead here with 3 of their players. And I think Cream over here does have designs to take this fight. Now, this is what you came for. You did suffer a knock, but they're not deterred.
Yeah, they suffered a knock, but they're definitely not out, so they're still overall a full squad. If I were them, I wouldn't engage for now. They don't need to. They've got information on where that team is. Just wait out, hold out. You're inside the circle, very nicely located, as phase 1 is going to start to close in right now. The likes of, okay.
Ranger!
Ranger.
Reeves and Vito, they were shifting up. I would have liked to see Puchok stay up north there. He had an alternate angle. I know you're linking up with the squad here, and now he's getting tagged up on the immediate, trying to keep them at bay here. That would have been a cleanup action if you held that alternate angle.
Why did they disengage away from the compound? Yeah, okay, it's not ideal. It's a little bit low ground, but it's a compound in the center of the circle. If you're going to do that, send one player forward and that's it. Don't send multiple people there.
Yeah, kind of weird. You threw yourself into the line of fire for them above the structures of your house.
Yeah, just very an unusually weak play and rotation coming out from Cream Esports. But look, we don't always make the right moves at the right time. Mistakes happen. These are humans. These are teams at the end of the day. I hope they will learn from that. Nicely done by Forehead to take advantage of that all the same.
Absolutely. And it looks like Wagles over here will be a bit down south, but Unique versus a rescue member, Coyote. This is what you hate. This is what you don't like. But Coyote does get the knock. The extreme separation, the extreme scout job here of Coyote. You see the rest of the squad back on that original point or close to it, still around that gun region. And he was able to move up and get a knock on the west side where Unique is.
Yeah, but allows you to get the revive onto Lightning, so that should keep them going all the same. They are still a full squad, but they do have a bit of a 2-2 split. Unique do. I don't know where the other 2 members are. Oh, the other 2 members of Unique are now just rotating in, so that's a very wide 2-2 split from Unique, but it could pay off because they know that RESQ are there, so you could see Frozen Unique come in, time to engage and pinch them heavily, make a nice RESQ sandwich for them to eat up.
That would be nice if they were able to do that. They're pretty clear on that west side, that southwestern border as well. Yeah. So they would have the maneuverability to do that. But Gamers Unite Nation, not clear and cut away from the immediate, might be able to move in and kind of exact some revenge. Up above them, NGG as well, setting up camp here. Actually, pretty smooth rotations. I was watching their rotations, and you can even see on their tracks right here, just avoiding teams with the shots ringing out.
Definitely left freedom reign with the shotgun blast. Can be the mindset played by a lot of these players, but very intelligent play coming out indeed. But now we are seeing teams kind of trade shots towards each other. Sweet Chili Sensation and Wagles doing something like that. Legacy and Forehead doing something like that. We have seen Nomad Gaming come in from the north area of the circle just through Dobra Meso, but RESQ ready to take down Unique.
RESQ is not deterred. We said we saw the big name. We saw our Star Challenge champions on the board here, but we still want, actually that was a previous team, but nonetheless, same org. We saw them here and we still want to press and aggress towards them. We have the rest of the force link up with us, and if we're able to get that knock with just one player, Coyote here, let's try with 4.
Hey, it might have been a different team, but it's the same org, it's the same pride, it's the same reputation. That's the reason why they signed this team. So you know what? I'm still going to hold on to what you said. That was very true at the end of the day. I see where you're coming from. But look, you know what? Milky is able to get away. They realize that, look, it's not worth engaging on the rescue. We're just going to hold a more coastal central line location inside the circle.
And Wesker able to hit the far west here for Gun. Hopefully Sub can link up with him. He skated past by the shots there of Rescue and used that valuable time while they're busy with Unique to move over towards the center regions of the zone, or as about as center as he can get.
So NGG have a really nice spot. The Storm actually also have a pretty damn decent location. So do Inside Games and Bro Reboot. Nomad have been surprisingly slow on their rotation on the north side, but we all know that they will strike when they feel they need to strike to get a center location inside the circle. It's not too bad in Vikendi with a lot of places, but if you don't know what's ahead of you, you can get caught out.
Yeah, it looks like Forehead was also making designs more towards the center of the region. After cleaning it up against Cream, they shifted half their squad to their compound, trying to get more distance, trying to get more information. And Legacy quickly suppressing them and shoving them back over, saying, get back to your building. We'll let you have the original compound. 2, not so much. And forcing them back into 4.
Yeah, and Legacy going for a great 2-2 split as well across the row. So holding on to multiple areas, a lot of vision, a lot of awareness going on from Legacy. I like this position, but of course, phase 2, it did indeed stay a little bit more to the mainland, shrunk, not too crazy, a lot safer of a shift for these teams.
And the Storm immediately reacting down. Speaking of down, Legacy suffering a knock onto Kareem here. We did have that 2-2 that we just spoke about. You did condense them back, but they're still able to outshoot you and outgun you there. Shouldn't equate to a kill, but still. Put the fear in the heart.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Puts the fear, put the intimidation on the Legacy. They might think twice about peeking too much. They might have to reposition a bit more and rethink their strategy coming into the next couple of minutes. Maybe they might want to rotate away. Because of this circle shift off phase 2, there is a surprisingly heavy amount of space on the east side of that circle, right on that mainland. In between Bro Reboot and the Kings, there's a lot of open land available, a lot of little compounds that teams can call their home.
And that could have been all Cream there for a bit, but they literally were on that east. It was clear, like, nah, we want more, we want more, we want more. And they were looking for people. They found it, and they're not in the best of ways as we observe Kings move towards Dino Park. Is Pecco going to maintain his peace? Hasn't moved yet. I think my man just hold up in the shower stall. Don't quite move a muscle. Don't give them the footsteps that they need. He's moving.
Don't start singing while showering, my friend. Oh my god, man. The Kings are gonna look to compound on Toon Jack.
He's moving, they're angling. I'm not quite sure if they know exactly where they heard him, but they're moving with pressure here. Look how stacked they are as they sweep through the compound, firing there at Pecco. Man, he's gonna be fleshed up here, and that is it for Cream, removed in 15th place.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And so
I've come to talk with you again.
I was surprised, like, man, you can pivot, turn, but don't take the footstep. You heard the multiple vehicles, you heard the multiple footsteps, and they're able to flush you out there. It looks like those from the north are starting to condense a bit. Nomad, Bro Reboot, and Inside Gamers. Maybe Inside Gamers can clear that northern region. They're pretty centralized as far as north goes, and if any team's able to wrap around you, maybe you can get some choke point kills in the zone, favoring you even more so for that type of defense.
Yeah, so definitely has shrunk quite a bit in terms of land mass available. Still a good 40% of the water in play inside the circle. One thing that I do want to mention, though, is that the position that Peko went into in terms of in Dino Park was actually very intelligent, because I really don't like Dino Park as a location for teams to go into on past basically phase 2, phase 3. So he made a wise choice to go somewhere which isn't really popularized, isn't really known for teams to go into. So it wasn't expected, but now as the side of Bro rebooting Inside Games, they're gonna try and fight for this compound.
Absolutely. And it looks like Bro, unfortunately, once again losing their fight for the majority. Rekt on the immediate alone outside the broken wall. He says, not losing quite yet. I'm going to knock Dial over here. But return knock onto him. Bleak Snake. Live up to your name. It might be time to be passive back there.
Bro Reboot was looking for a bit of a revenge. Of course, these were the two teams left standing in Miramar.
Goodness.
But Bro Reboot get taken out Inside Games. We'll continue on.
And speaking of smart plays, Nomad Gaming up to the north. Just 2 players left. They know they've got to be one of the earliest teams. As we know, it's Vikindi. Not many teams should be getting wiped this early. They're going to be one of the only teams reduced down to half. They watched that whole Bro rotation. I literally watched both scopes. Watched the caravan of Bro. They fired not one shot. They said, we're 2 men. We're outside in the north. We're going to have to come in late.
And as they would have seen on the kill feed, Bro being taken out, that will put them on high alert to say, okay, let's not rotate in the direction that Bro rotate. Let's stay on the edge. Let's stick to their own plan. Like I said, whether Nomad have 1, 2, 3, 4 players up, they always manage to rotate 9 times out of 10 in a really effective manner at the right time. So they're waiting, they're biding their time. Of course, the blue zone is now starting to close in. A lot of teams hovering around the south line of the circle. You're talking about Sweet Chili Sensation, Gamers Unite Nation, Wagles, Unique, RESQ, NGG. Once again, of course, Legacy, and even AK.
Farthest southeast outside the zone will be one solo man sub trying to do his best to get over to the far west, the exact opposite end to Wesker. Wesker is clear on that coast. He's got pretty good positioning, but it's tough. You have no vehicle and no friend. What can you do? That's got to be frustrating.
It is, but then again, it kind of can pay off for him. It can. It's not ideal, right? But having 2 people separate, somebody might think, okay, well, look, we've taken down one. It means them as a team are out. They might not have been keeping a super close eye on how many players of Gamers Unite Nation have been taken down so far during this game. So let's see if it works out. Wesker is inside the center of the circle pretty much. Let's see how it works.
And the southeastern stack getting some opposition here. Pain and Beast holding off Angry Kids. Leader down. Eagle down outside of the woods here. Looks like Wild Alone will be rotating underneath that border, giving wide distance from this immediate fight.
Yeah, he should just get the hell out of there, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But is he going right into the hands of the Kings? Don't park it there. Don't go into Dino Park out in the open like that. What are you doing? Oof, feels bad, man.
Unfortunate. But maybe in this little crossway he can be unnoticed. Gonna confirm those kills for NGG.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's say that's similar, like in terms of the dip inside Quarry where you don't expect people to be. Maybe that's how Wild Alone is gonna go for it. But if he has to in any way disengage, his head's gonna be blown off. You know, so yeah, I'd like to see him react a bit better now that he feels he's safe. Look to reposition a bit.
And it looks like over to the west side is beginning to condense here. Wagles with a western compound on the short side should be noting Unique's present. Unique should be still aware of RESQ across the bridge as well. Gotta hold that 2 and 2 on both angles here if you want to survive this one.
Yeah, of course, we did see phase 4 shift still inside the mainland. So, of course, what was about 40% of water is now only about 10%. So, that does still create and leave a lot of landmass available for the teams up on towards the north and northeast area of the circle, up above Movatra, completely unoccupied.
Absolutely. And noting that, what is going to be your strat over here on this western zone? You knew since the beginning about 40%, 50% was already on the water. You're not going to have too much shifts here. What is your strategy if you're one of the teams on the far west?
Commit to the west. Commit to the west. That's all you can do. The second you in any way start to rotate, you're going to get absolutely punished. Now, we did lose. Get one player of Wagles knocked down by Unique. That's hit down and out. But, of course, let's see if Unique can close it out, or if the revive will come through.
Oh, Milky Way, that's a nade! What do you do? What was happening? That's a nade, bro. He shifts on over to the right. I think he realizes what he did. The second attempt, and maybe a little bit truer. That would have been so unfortunate here. He did claim this first stake of land on the move forward. Didn't get that knock off that nade, but we're still able to push with the chain lightning, cooking one as well towards the chest. That one a little bit better. Removes about half of his health there.
But sweet chili sensation onto lightning, that's gonna really heavily punish, and then GG. Oh wow! So Unique saying, "Hey, look, we can go for the engage, but no way, we are getting not just third party, but fourth party."
Unbelievable! The whole team, the whole field of play came onto this one. Everybody except RESQ. I don't think RESQ has the vantage point. They might be blessing them with some suppression over there on NGG. Milky Way, last player in the smoke here, hoping that Lightning and Hajlu can crawl back towards him, shoot at this entryway.
You keep an eye on that team fight between Wagles and Unique as the last player tries to hold on. I'm covering the fight between RESQ and NGG's RESQ are just trying to rotate and disengage.
Utility attempt sent forward here on to Unique. Not cooked at all, though. Hif able to get that knock. Oh, actually, Itachi. Stay on your own fight. Imperial said he's there for you. Itachi getting the knockdown here at this distance.
Hey, look, that's the confidence from NGG. They are having RESQ right by their back door, but they're not afraid to look in the other state to take down Unique. That's going to be Unique. Actually, no, Milky Way is going to be holding on, but Unique are indeed going to be put under so much pressure, and that's going to be the end of Unique.
Well earned here for Wagles. Doesn't hurt that you had that great Overwatch here. And RESQ just splitting the difference in between those two wars. Able to shift on up and actually beat out all the third-party action.
Yeah, hey, look, it was a bold move, but it's paid off. I like the fact that they sent two players forward, leaving Coyote there. Wagles also going close by. The RESQ, seen that they're hanging on the side of the wall inside the building. Smokes are being thrown out. They are aware that shots might have been shot up from the location where Forehead hold on to his Itachi does get knocked down. So does Beast. So does Pain. Ben is the last player standing for NGG.
Ben aggressing towards Kush, but Kush dropping him right where he stands. Didn't even make it much more forward there.
Like a carnival game. It was just one. Give me the teddy bear. I'll take it home. Happy birthday, girlfriend. Good stuff from Forehead.
So your RESQ did shift in a bit earlier. We're going to have one more player linking up with us. We should note House Forehead there had a lot of opposition and shots. Going to be looking that way, as well as Wagles look to move out of their compound against the blue. Coyote bleeding his heart out there. We have nothing but a shack here for Wagles.
Hey, look, Coyote, he might be the victim in all this, but he's giving information to the rest of the team. I would like to see RESQ engage maybe more heavily, but they want to hold on to this compound. So they're saying, hey, look, sorry, Coyote, you're getting punished. We'll let you die down. We'll stay as a three-man team.
It's like the Storm for the first time have to move in from the east. Lost one player on the way in, and Inside Gamers will be moving in just a bit above them parallel as well.
All the while, Sweet Chili Sensation have made a hard rotation right into Movatra, where the two-man team of Nomad Gaming are. You mentioned Inside Games, they're so heavily outside the circle, also going to have to make a push.
Looks like Kareem. Is Kareem here as well? Am I confusing? Kareem is here as well in the stairway. What a mix. What a conglomerate. Two members from Sweet Chili coming up, aggressing towards Kareem. Satsura here as well. This is wild. Any man's notice. Ahmed getting the drop here, and Kareem trying to link up and stave off the furthermore push using the gas can. You don't get to see that too often. Ahmed goes down though.
Oh my god, so Legacy were looking good, but they finally getting it turned around, being pinched by Nomad Gaming and Sweet Chili Sensation. Sweet Chili Sensation, still a three-man team. Jolly Roger with the grenade, taking down one player and knocking another.
Well earned, and you see the disengagement from Satsuda there, using that perfect time to link back up with his lone comrade in Nicola, and we're proning. We're not going to move around. We're not going to cause attention over here.
But that's the good thing about what Legacy did, right? Because they're still split 2-2, so they still have two players inside the circle, so they have that backup plan. They have that plan B. Good stuff from them.
Yeah.
They're holding on to the top 10, 29 players left standing.
And I don't blame Sweet Chili for this. We're still sending utilities and spraying at Satsura. Unreal. Always able to collect some sort of offense, even in dire straits.
Man, like, you know why he's got money for nothing, but his kills are free as they try to take down Sweet Chili Sensation.
And it might be time for you to flex your steel. I know we only have 2 left, but you got pretty good positioning here in this part of zone. And you know an escape could be a bit tough here if the zone was to shift. So clear out all of your compound dwellers.
True, but if I was actually Satsura and Nicola, I would actually disengage away from that building because you got the knockdown, that's great. But unless you're able to close it out, you've exposed your own position. So go into the building beside you, disengage away, reposition, and essentially confuse your opponents.
You know what is crazy actually down south? That Forehead, RESQ, and Wagles have all been on the southern border for majority of this fight and have all shifted up pretty cleanly at different waves.
Indeed, indeed, and Gamers Unite Nation, who did join up together, took down the members of the Storm, but they've been taken out on the edge of the road by Inside Games. That's gonna leave 8 teams left, Jag, 25 players.
Inside Games coming in from that northwest. They might be moving towards Sweet Chili's here. Don't even get time to move in on the compound that you just won successfully. You might have more opposition here.
Plus the circle on phase 7 did shift up north, staying inside Mavatra. So this is kind of 2 games so far today that we've seen heavily infiltrated by city buildings, Jack.
Yeah, it's a different one. Gotta do your research. It's a different one to hold here inside of a compound as Kings ever more aggressive here. Moving in from that northeast. Gotta be careful. Lucky to have that low profile. Never mind. Nicola still notes you. Fresh getting dropped in the open there.
However, I do want to point out that Jolly Roger knocked down Satsura. Why? Because they stayed in the same building. Should have disengaged away. Would have less chance he would have been spotted, but still great job. Couldn't have from Sweet Chili Sensations because the revive has to come out onto Satsura. Kings do have a little bit more time to try and find a way into the circle through the little dip in the rocks.
And looking at this aerially, it looks like we have 2 patches of battle. High north in the compound itself. We have Kings, we have Nomad, Sweet Chili Sensations, and Inside Gamers. And south across the way, we have a standoff between Wagles, RESQ, and Forehead. But Forehead moving first outside of that bottom border.
Move first, die last. That's the opponent. That's the opportunity coming out from Forehead. But they do get a couple of members knocked down. The 2-man team remaining from Legacy trying to hold on. But Fresh comes in and stops them in the back. And a clean up then from Jolly Roger to take down Legacy.
Unreal. Look at Kings trying to move forward in this trench underneath the house of Nomad here. And it's actually working. What a beautiful trench that you have here to make yourself into the zone. This southern stack of a RESQ, Forehead, and Legacy back here.
Indeed, indeed, because they took down Legacy, that does create a little bit more space. Now, 2 members of RESQ have gone into that position by the side of the road, but like you said, because the trench is going to come into play, that is going to make them compounded by a grenade at the hands of Satsura. But once again, another knockdown onto Satsura, this time by Inside Games.
Oh my goodness. Satsura say, yeah, you got a trench? No, I got a basketball hoop. Dropping a nade well placed into that position. Inside Gaming, maybe you can clean off from different angles here as you shifted half your squad below Sweet Chili there.
I like it, the two split. Really effective play from so many of these teams all throughout these games. I absolutely love to see it. It's something we don't see a lot from the EU teams as the side of Wagles. They're trying to hold on.
This is wild. One member from Rescue literally hugging, feet outside the blue edge here. To your left, three-fourths the squad of Wagles. In front of you, forehead being cleared actually by Nomad. Could take the original member knocked on that push-up back up. Notes that angle sacrifice to Nomad and is going to shift back inside here. Kings still a three-man in that trench as well, and the zone is crunching down upon them.
And exactly because that trench is going to be disengaged upon, they are outside the circle. The only team that's actually inside the circle in that compound is Sweet Chili Sensations. They look right by Kings on the downgrade. Thrills was knocked down. Fresh is in the blue zone, trying to heal up, leaving untouched on his own. No, not untouched. He's going to get touched
Absolutely.
up. He's going to get taken out by Forehead.
And this is the blame from Nomad. Nomad pressuring Forehead. They're going to be looking this way. And then noted Kings. Satsura moving forward into the smoke. Forehead getting a knockback there on Wagles from the backside. Nikola joining in the smoke as Inside Gamers, Dial and Starkey overwatch the building, leaving the two underneath in Nikola and Satsura here.
And in comes Kochika to try and hold on. Wagles gets punished by one member, I believe, of Inside Games, and that's gonna leave Wagles down to just one player, actually two players, but no, that's gonna be the end of Wagles.
Wow.
Just like that, 4 teams left. No, 2 teams.
Unreal. You're indeed right. 4 teams here left.
Oh,
Sweet Chili Inside Games. Nomad making it to the stairs. Awkward position they're in, but they're making it work. It said, we'll take anything, Jack. A literal stairway here.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. No more, no more, no more. That is his strategy. That's the attitude for Sweet Chili Sensation as they try to hold on to the building inside the circle. Inside Games on one side. You got Nomad Gaming on the other. Then you got Forehead down below.
I shall prepare the way for you, says Sweet Chili. Smoke clouds are out as we want to hop into the adjacent building with Jody from the balcony. It's going to be a different one. Hopefully your parkour skills have been well practiced as Inside Gamers hold down the plateau underneath.
I actually think they're trying to go in between those buildings on purpose, which is a nice angle to hold on to. It's high ground. It's not on the roof. It's in between 2 buildings. Smoke's being thrown out. Inside Games now down on the edge of the wall, overlooking the teams of Nomad Gaming. But Nikola gets knocked down by the blue zone. It's going to leave Satsura on his own. It's closing in as we're going to see the end of Forehead. We're going to see the end of this game coming out between Inside Games and Sweet Chili Sensation, but it's going to be a battle to the end of
Heal!
Who's going to come out on top?
Here, I don't know if we knew because of the zone that because of the housing, the zone, and here it is, your victors from the last match. Inside Gamers, I believe, just getting a heal off in time. We move forward with aggression.
I thought that was Sweet Chili Sensations. No word of lie. That's kind of why I stopped talking in the end, because I was like, wait, I don't know who's going to win it. I really thought it was Sweet Chili, but I didn't want to make the call because I was like, this is so close in the end. Inside Games, 2 games in a row. What a crawl back. What a fight back from the bottom of the standings at the start of the day.
Unreal, formerly known as Warlord. Inside Games, flexing their steel. Great IQ moves. Watching that whole battle develop from the northwest, picking their spot, sending 2 down south off of that soft split to watch that southern battle, while the 2 remained watching teams like Nomad and Sweet Chili in the main compound there. Smart moves, my guys.
Yeah, exactly. But the biggest thing I take away from this game is that the kills are very evenly spread out amongst the teams. We don't see a dominance on top, like for example Inside Games. Yeah, okay, nice amount of kills, 8, nothing to be sniffed at. But Sweet Chili Sensation only got 4 kills. Nomad Gaming only got 2 kills. Forehead, okay, the biggest winner is getting 13 kills in that game, but Wagles, they only got 6 kills. So they're very evenly spread out across the standings.
And that is another top 5 finish for Nomad and a second 7th place finish for Kings. Might have a change of power. Might have an ushering of the new guard here. Nomad possibly in first place. I don't know.
We'll see. One more game to go, though.
Absolutely. We'll find out the true results of semifinals Group A after this. Stand by.
high alert to say, okay, let's not rotate in the direction that rotate. Let's stay on the edge. Let's stick to their own plan. Like I said, whether Nomad have 1, 2, 3, 4 players up, they always manage to rotate 9 times out of 10 in a really effective manner at the right time. So they're waiting, they're biding their time. Of course, the blue zone is now starting to close in. A lot of teams hovering around the south line of the circle. You're talking about Sweet Chili Sensation, Gamers United Nation, Wagles, Unique, RESQ, NGG. Once again, of course, Legacy and even AK.
Farthest southeast outside of the zone will be one solo man sub trying to do his best to get over to the far west, the exact opposite end to Wesker. Wesker is clear on that coast. He's got pretty good positioning, but it's tough. You have no vehicle and no friend. What can you do? That's got to be frustrating.
It is, but then again, it kind of can pay off for him. It can. It's not ideal, right? But having 2 people separate, somebody might think, okay, well, look, we've taken down one. It means them as a team are out. They might not have been keeping a super close eye on how many players their Gamers United Nation have been taken down so far during this game. So let's see if it works out. Wesker is inside the center of the circle pretty much. Let's see how it works.
And the southeastern stack getting some opposition here. Pain and Beast holding off Angry Kid's leader down. Eagle down outside of the woods here. Looks like Wild Alone will be rotating underneath that border, giving wide distance from this immediate fight.
Yeah, he should just get the hell out of there, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But is he going right into the hands of the Kings? Don't park it there. Don't go into Dino Park out in the open like that. What are you doing? Oof, feels bad, man.
Unfortunate. Maybe in this little crossway he can be unnoticed. Gonna confirm those kills for NGG.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's say that's similar, like in terms of the dip inside quarry where you don't expect people to be. Maybe that's how Wild Alone is gonna go for it. But if he has to in any way disengage, his head's gonna be blown off. You know, so yeah, I'd like to see him react a bit better now that he feels he's safe. Look to reposition a bit.
And it looks like over to the west side, it's beginning to condense here. Wagles with a western compound on the short side should be noting Unique's present. Unique should be still aware of RESQ across the bridge as well. Gotta hold that 2 and 2 on both angles here if you want to survive this one.
Yeah, of course, we did see phase 4 shift still inside the mainland. So, of course, what was about 40% of water is now only about 10%. So that does still create and leave a lot of landmass available for the teams up on towards the north and northeast area of the circle. Up above Mavatra, completely unoccupied.
Absolutely. And noting that, what is going to be your strat over here on this western zone? You knew since the beginning about 40%, 50% was already on the water. You're not going to have too much shifts here. What is your strategy if you're one of the teams on the far west?
Commit to the west. Commit to the west. That's all you can do. The second you in any way start to rotate, you're going to get absolutely punished. Now, we did lose. Get one player of Wagles knocked down by Unique. That's hit down and out. But, of course, let's see if Unique can close it out, or if the revive will come through.
Oh, Milky Way, that's a nade! What do you do? What was happening? That was a nade, bro. He shifts on over to the right. I think he realizes what he did. The second attempt, and maybe a little bit truer. That would have been so unfortunate here. He did claim this first stake of land on the move forward. Didn't get that knock off that nade, but we're still able to push with the chain lightning cooking one as well towards the chest. That one a little bit better. Removes about half of his health there.
But Sweet Chili Sensation onto lightning, that's gonna really heavily punish. And then GG. Oh wow, so Unique saying, hey, look, we can go for the engage, but no way, we are getting not just third party, but fourth party.
Unbelievable. The whole team, the whole field of play came onto this one. Everybody except RESQ. I don't think RESQ has the vantage point. They might be blessing them with some suppression over there on NGG. Milky Way, last player in the smoke here, hoping that Lightning and Hajlu can crawl back towards him, shoot at this entryway.
You keep an eye on that team fight between Wagles and Unique as the last player tries to hold on. I'm covering the fight between RESQ and NGG's RESQ, just trying to rotate and disengage.
Utility attempt sent forward here on to Unique. Not cooked at all, though. Hif able to get that knock. Oh, actually, Itachi. Stay on your own fight. Imperial said he's there for you. Itachi getting the knockdown here at this distance.
Hey, look, that's the confidence from NGG. They are having Rescue right by their back door, but they're not afraid to look in the other state to take down Unique. That's going to be Unique. Actually, no, Milky Way is going to be holding on, but Unique are indeed going to be put under so much pressure, and that's going to be the end of Unique.
Well earned here for Wagles. Doesn't hurt that you had that great Overwatch here. And Rescue just splitting the difference in between those two wars. Able to shift on up and actually beat out all the third-party action.
Yeah, hey, look, it was a bold move, but it's paid off. I like the fact that they sent 2 players forward, leaving Coyote there. Wagles also going close by. The Rescue, see that they're hanging on the side of the wall inside the building. Smokes have been thrown out. They are aware that shots might have been shot up from the location where Forehead hold on to his Itachi does get knocked down. So does Beast. So does Pain. Ben is the last player standing for NGG.
Ben aggressing towards Kush, but Kush dropping him right where he stands. Didn't even make it much more forward there.
Like a carnival game. It was just one. Give me the teddy bear. I'll take it home. Happy birthday, girlfriend. Good stuff from Forehead.
So your Rescue did shift in a bit earlier. We're going to have one more player linking up with us. We should note House Forehead there had a lot of opposition and shots. Going to be looking that way, as well as Wagles look to move out of their compound against the blue. Coyote bleeding his heart out there. We have nothing but a shack here for Wagles.
Hey, look, Coyote, he might be the victim in all this, but he's giving information to the rest of the team. I would like to see Rescue engage maybe more heavy, but they want to hold on to this compound. So they're saying, hey, look, sorry, Coyote, you're getting punished. We'll let you die down. We'll stay as a 3-man team.
It's like the Storm for the first time have to move in from the east. Lost one player on the way in, and Inside Gamers will be moving in just a bit above them parallel as well.
All the while, Sweet Chili Sensation have made a hard rotation right into Movacher, where the 2-man team of Nomad Gaming are. You mentioned Inside Games, they're so heavily outside the circle, also going to have to make a push.
Looks like Kareem. Is Kareem here as well? Am I confusing? Kareem is here as well in the stairway. What a mix. What a conglomerate. 2 members from Sweet Chili coming up, aggressing towards Kareem. Satsura here as well. This is wild. Any man's notice. Ahmed getting the drop here, and Kareem trying to link up and stave off the furthermore push. Using the gas can. You don't get to see that too often. Ahmed goes down, though.
Oh my god, so Legacy were looking good, but they finally getting it turned around, being pinched by Nomad Gaming and Sweet Chili Sensation. Sweet Chili Sensation still a 3-man team. Jolly Roger with the grenade taking down one player and knocking another.
Well earned, and you see the disengagement from Satsura there, using that perfect time to link back up with his lone comrade in Nicola, and we're proning. We're not going to move around. We're not going to cause attention over here.
But that's the good thing about what Legacy did, right? Because they're still split 2-2, so they still have 2 players inside the circle, so they have that backup plan. They have that plan B. Good stuff from them. Yeah. They're holding on to the top 10, 29 players left standing.
And I don't blame Sweet Chili for this. We're still sending utilities and spraying. Satsura! Unreal. Always able to collect some sort of offense, even in dire straits.
Man, like, you know why he's got money for nothing, but his kills are free as they try to take down Sweet Chili Sensation.
And it might be time for you to flex your steel. I know we only have 2 left, but you got pretty good positioning here in this part of zone. And you know an escape could be a bit tough here if the zone was to shift. So clear out all of your compound dwellers.
True, but if I was actually Satsura and Nicola, I would actually disengage away from that building, because you got the knockdown, that's great, but unless you're able to close it out, you've exposed your own position. So go into the building beside you, disengage away, reposition, and essentially confuse your opponents.
You know what is crazy actually down south? That Forehead, Rescue, and Wagles have all been on the southern border for majority of this fight and have all shifted up pretty cleanly at different waves.
Indeed, and Gamers Unite Nation, who did join up together, took down the members of the Storm, but they've been taken out on the edge of the road by Inside Games. That's gonna leave 8 teams left, Jag, 25 players.
Inside Games coming in from that northwest. They might be moving towards Sweet Chili's. What it do, everybody? Welcome back. It is the last chance, the last map, the last ditch effort for you to qualify from Group A semifinals here. Give it your all.
Indeed. In fairness, I would like to see what the standings are after the 7 games we've had in total for Group A, but we don't, so all we can do is kind of speculate. And even in speculating, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be able to really kind of predict. All we can do is kind of go based on how the teams were at the start of the day. So like kind of the teams at the start of the day who were kind of in around the danger spots were AK, Gamers Unite Nation, Legacy, and Forehead. Now, we've seen AK get 2 fantastic results. We've seen Forehead in the last game get a fantastic result. So, and then you have teams below them also getting great results. So honestly, it's upside down, hard to predict.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell you, but what I do know is that Inside Gamers, unreal bounce back from 13th, only about 7 points off of being the second to last team. Pretty real comeuppance for them. I'm just not so sure about Cream Esports, 7th to begin and haven't had a spectacular display.
There you go. Sure. Okay, that's a really good point. Cream Esports could be on the danger zone. We'll have to try and rise up to the top as we get through to this game. Of course, centralized playing field, we go from the south to north. We know that with it being Sunhawk, Jagger, that it's 4x4. You can pretty much get to anywhere you want to, wherever the playing trajectory is, unless it's really harsh on one side.
Absolutely. Sweet Chili. All right. Boot camp. All right. I hear you. You're feeling good. Like, we're here. We've qualified. Might as well shoot it out. See what else we can do here. I'm with it, guys. Looks like we have a couple of chase around and counter angles here for Legacy and Sweet Chili. One noted outside the building in Aya, but handling his business here. Jolly Roger. All right. Let me just tell you about this man. Been absolutely connecting and clutching all day long for this team.
I thought you were going to give me more. I thought you were going to tell me maybe, you know, where he's from, if he has wife and kids. I was expecting more, but anyway, this fight rages on in boot camp. I'm definitely surprised that Legacy have gone for such an aggressive push, considering they are one of the teams that are probably close to being below 8th place.
His name is Roger. There you go. All right, so anyways.
Is he jolly?
I would think so. Astute observation. Probably likes chips as well. Anyway, so Kareem is noted underneath Aya here. Gonna be a bit of a tough time for them to shift around here and get up to the top. The Overwatch angles from Jody there. So that first floor standoff is about as much as they can have.
Look at Aya. Look at Aya. Could you actually have any less health without getting knocked down? Look
I was like, what's wrong? I thought it was a full bar. I was like, what's wrong, bro?
Yeah.
I thought it was a full bar.
Like, a feather and he'll get knocked.
Oh, yeah, you can throw your tack stock at him and he's getting knocked. You don't even need bullets here. But I like how he's keeping himself in the possible coverage angles, not going down. And utility coming through. That's the feather. That's a bit of a heavy feather, but that's the feather you noted there.
I think that weighs a bit more than a feather.
A little bit more concussive than a feather, yeah.
Okay, so let's see how Jody can respond on the other side. Plus, Panda and Jolly Roger, in my opinion, need to get the hell out of main, because I worry that they're not going to be able to do too much, because I think Legacy are very much aware of the fact that there's at least 2 players in main for Sweet Chili.
Good move on them for not going too high up and giving them the angles of coverage that you know they're desperately seeking for. Also, amazing utility, obviously getting that feather knock there, but also staving Jody off that angle. Kareem did. Had to shut the door behind him and shift to the external corner here, Jody did.
You keep an eye on that fight in boot camp. I'm gonna look on the fight that's going on in Paradise Resort. If you want to join me, happy days. But the Storm are gonna get wiped out. Nomad Gaming. As quickly as I say it, they take out the Storm and they just like leave me standing, going, "Okay, I was expecting better."
I was like, I don't know if I can join. You'll be over before I click, and it actually was here. Aya shifting down with his knocked body into the trench, hoping to get some distance. I just don't know if they can get you, my buddy.
I like that. It was a bit risky, but I love the harsh rotation by Jody. He actually went down by the road, down the little dip of the hill, which is overall a lot safer, and he's going to be able to join up with the other two members of his team. So, yeah, nice, clean stuff by Jody. Very safe, very cohesive, and now they'll just be able to back off from there. So, nice stuff by Sweet Chili.
Yeah, although we did lose one player there, not too bad of a start in the form of aggression and building confidence there. As if they need more, but we're still able to handle their business. Just a little bit of split there. Nothing to your fault, but 4 people surrounding one guy with a featherweight of health. What can you do?
Exactly. Talking about confidence, Inside Games, 2 games in a row. They're now going up towards Forehead, and underneath the house, they get a knockdown onto Tenchik, leaving Puchok there, and also the other 2 members of Forehead up on the hill above. So that could be the crowning shots from Forehead if they can get them on the hill on top. So will Bay come through? Gonna confirm the kill by backfire. Good stuff. But yes, Kokorks does indeed gets knocked down by Puchok.
Beautiful angle for Koteka to help cover that right side. Puchok was alone, but he had the wherewithal to keep himself at the back of the building where his cover shots are. No coverage off this angle anymore. Sans, meaning without, and leaving Koteka without health there.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Inside Games, like I said, riding high on 2 kills and 2 wins in a row, should I say, in this Group A semifinal of the RESQ $1,200 tournament. Forehead got a good result in the last game, but at the start of the day, they found themselves in 11th place overall. So one would think that they still need a good result to confirm a top 8 spot.
Yeah, Puchok doing his job as a sentry here, not allowing them to capitalize off Sans knockback there, and that revive has been successful, covering both angles, literally splitting this corner in half, and doing a good job there.
Okay, I like the re-rotation by Dale. Wrap around the other side of the building, because you don't want all members of Inside Games in kind of one area, kind of north and south. You want to have those angles either side, and that's exactly what Dale and Sans are doing now. You don't want to spread yourselves too thinly. I worry that Sans is maybe disengaging away and wrapping around too heavily and too far away from his team. But let's see if they can make it work. Dale and Backfire joining up together inside that one building, leaving Sans to actually wrap around up the hill. This is cheeky. But in the end, Kikush gets a knockdown onto Dale.
Great coverage. He wasn't deterred, wasn't pushed off that angle, kept holding it, was able to achieve his knock from there. And Koteka has noted Sans wrapping around, dropping him down to about half health there. Good preventative push.
Indeed. Nice vision. Nice preparation for Forehead. Trying to find the right angles. Indeed, they will. But Backfire with the knocks down Puchok.
Return a knock there. And Kush holding it down strong in the building. Sans adjacent and off the way. Could be a different outcome here for Inside Gamers.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a rough rotation from Sans, and in the end, it didn't really pay off, and Sans will just run away back down towards boot camp and refresh himself. Of course, Sandhawk, in my opinion, is the one map where you can get an absolute fantastic result as a one-man army. You can snake your way through. Of course, it's always a lot harder, but it can work.
If this man wins. If this man clutches a 3P, I'm logging out because this should not happen. I'm done.
Hey, look, stranger things have happened, but we see this phase 2 circle shift. This is a tough one, right? Because you still have the 3 areas that Sandhawk can play: the mainland, the Northwest Island, and Southwest Island.
And it looks like at boot camp, Sweet Chili shifted over to the northern warehouses. However, Kings are here, and Nomad, coming after their successful battle at Paradise, are going to be overwatching it all. What a 3-way affair here.
Okay, so very similar rotations from a number of these teams. Nomad Kings, both are looking for blood. A Sweet Chili sensation gonna be put down to 2 players. Jody with a grenade does nearly take down Bond, but Nomad from a third-party angle does take down Bond, knocks him down, gonna secure the kill, actually stolen away by Jolly Roger.
And Nicola and Thrills from Kings and Nomad on the rock formation, holding each other off. But Nicola calls in for backup and Lunatic, and we want to ISO him here.
But let's not forget about Legacy. They're still in boot camp, rotated towards the edge. We can see a lot of bodies hitting the floor.
And Nicola almost getting the drop on Thrills. One drop of health. Watch out for Lunatic and Fresh off of the warehouses. We're chasing him, stacking on the right side. Thrill down on the hilltop here.
Nice, so nice coastal line. Pressure being put on by Nomad
Oh.
with the grenade. Who was that by Fresh? Or
I believe that was Fresh there, knowing that his boy is gone. I might as well use his body as a marker to toss my utility.
Indeed. Nearly hits the mark. Nearly takes down Nicola, but Nomad will still hold on. 4 players up for them, but they are spread quite nicely across from the coastline up towards the top of the hill where Eclipse holds on to lots of angles that they can play from.
And look at Kings put themselves in a bit of a predicament here. Came here pressuring and pushing off Sweet Chili. Thought it was going to be a fairly simple time, but Nomad changing the complexion of this kingly push.
We are at a little bit of a standstill. Nobody wants to make too much of a move. They all know each other are there. Satsora has actually gotten... Satsora always seems to be the aggressive one, going into the warehouse close by to where the 2 members of Sweet Chili Sensation are, but they've got to make sure that they have all the information in all the right places of where Kings are.
Yeah, Satsura, the first one from Nomad, actually to enter the true confines here in the fencing. We'll be noting across from his warehouse to the next. 2 members in Sweet Chili Legacy looking for an option to third party as any of these teams shift in and out.
Oh my god, Nomad Gaming. They just want to try and wrap around. They can get into the mainland from the coastal line. It's not going to be too easy. My apologies. I'm just trying to deal with an iPad that seems to be actually running out of battery. My apologies, Jack.
I feel you. Those problems happen to me every day. But it looks like down south on the edge here, Cream coming out of their original landing spot and holding the hillside above RESQ, almost suffering a knock onto Coyote down here at Painan. And unfortunately for RESQ, our whole team is on the south side of Painan, leaving ourselves vulnerable to this back hill of Cream. We're kind of stacked on one angle, keeping it much tighter. I don't know if this is a confidence thing or weary, because we've had pretty off-putting and not the best games here for Cream in these couple of last matches, but this is not the normal Cream spread, pardon the pun, that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know what? I think they're just playing a little bit safer. They're using their own calculations on where they might be in the overall standings to go, hey, look, we need to be a little bit safe. But now coming in, bro, reboot, ready to actually 5th party onto Nomad Gaming. It just never ends, baby.
You guys are actually crazy. It's enough. Who's the next wave? Goodness. It looks like everybody just suffering in the heels. First Kings coming forward, then Nomad backstabbing them from backstabbing Sweet Chili. Now, bro, backstabbing Nomad on the coastline. Who's next?
Won't somebody think of the children, please?
The insanity, the humanity. Rekt will hold the Overwatch as 3/4 of the squad from Bro shift across. And I'm actually impressed. I think Bro, noting that they haven't had the best of matches, are like, forget it, man. Let's frag out. Let's try to collect some kills. It's the only option we have.
Yeah, I kind of feel they're in a state of play where they kind of have nothing left to lose. They've gotten a great result in Miramar. Their backs are against the wall. Let's go hard or go home. Let's play this game aggressively. Of course, we did see Phase 3 Jag shifting down towards the southeast, so it pretty much is 99% going to be a mainland finish, which isn't actually that common in Sanhok.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't hit that western island or anything like that. It looks like Nicola is going to drop down into the water, noting the aggression utility from Bro here. They weren't set up for it. They weren't ready for that. And we're going to disengage to the drink here.
Yeah, it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Now, the position inside the circle that is very strong is Wagles on the hill overlooking boot camp. I worry about Legacy, though. I don't like the fact that with the circle shift, they stayed inside boot camp, because boot camp, there's a lot of compounds. They were on the edge looking in the north. They could easily shift away towards the south side of boot camp and prepare themselves for a rotation closer towards the circle. I'm not saying they have to completely disengage from boot camp, but just, look out on what might be coming down for the south side of boot camp.
Speaking of disengaging here on the far eastern edge, look at NGG spread from rock to rock to rock, surrounding the compound of Gun here, pressuring them, and Itachi here putting shots on the buggy. If this zone pops even 1 inch to the west, a true gatekeep will form. It looks like Wesker trying to lead the caravan outside to the north, but everybody was being watched. I told you, rock to rock to rock. This one was Pains.
From pillar to post.
Hey.
Action to Jackson. As NGG, they want to take down Gamers Unite.
Oh, retaliation here from Angry Kids Northwest. Noting just as quick as he came, Pain gone off the board.
Scrap-ba-ba-ba-ba. Nice third party coming through by Angry Kids onto NGG. That's a Sam Hug move, baby. Third partying from all angles as we are seeing this next blue zone closing in. It's phase 3 coming into phase 4. It moves quick, it moves fast. You got to be able to respond.
And Leader looking like they're set up for an entrapment here on the rest of NGG. They heard all the shots back there south on the hill, and we're going to move in just a bit into the zone and wait for the next logical step for whoever survives this Gun NGG battle.
On a side note, Frozen did get knocked down. They went on a coastline by boot camp similar to where Nomad is, and they kind of got a little bit punished, so they will be aware of that, but they are still a full squad. 2 members are there and 2 other members are on that tri-circle area. Milky Way knocks down Nicola. Lunatic claps back to get the knockdown, and leaves Frozen having to try and get the revive.
You're going to have to at least stave them off for a bit. Hopefully Utility can be your friend, because the rest of your actual friends down south and Lightning and Ahajlu, it's all up to you. Good revival there, and we're shifting to disengage, and Utility's coming forward. Barely escaping, will be Frozen off that plateau nade.
Jack. Boot camp finish.
Unreal. I'm here for it. Let's see if LGC.
Are you ready?
I don't know if I am. I hope LGC is.
Are you ready? You better be ready, because things are gonna get damn crazy, man.
Dude, look all around it. There's literally pockets of fights all around boot camp. LGC's got to be like, holy smokes, dude, this is wild. What's happening outdoors?
I tell you what, they've got to try and react real quickly. They've got to try and push things back. All the while, outside the circle, you do have RESQ and Wagles battling up against each other, holding on. Moon and Blood outside the building, but Wagles, they do have just as near there, but nice grenade as Coyote nearly gets knocked down.
Beautiful tandem action. You saw Blood shoot down the doorway. Coyote pulling up, said, all right, move clear. I'm sending a grenade, as Moon does the same off of that right side. No connection there.
Through the window, they're looking for the clap up, the wrap up, as the Molotov gets thrown out. But Moon has to be very careful.
Regrettable.
By just 6 taps.
Moon falling over to the compromised angle in between both buildings. Not the best move here. Down here where Coyote and Blood were, those were your angles. Inside the building's not yours, but Blood says, I will correct your mistake. Lex looking to finish it off. A couple of red bars here is what remains for RESQ.
Here's the important thing for RESQ. They don't have medkits on the remaining players. They only have bandages. That always makes it longer to heal up. That's why Coyote wasn't able to join up with that engagement in the last 20 to 30 seconds.
And he's doing his job. Look like he's about up to half or more here. Speaking of up, Blood able to get that resurrection there on Moon here, boosting, ready for the second wave.
Let's see if one of these teams can turn around. Every now and then we see fights going on in Sandhawk, and it never comes around.
It's like Sweet Chili on to their next high north. What is happening here? Bro chose to come down. Of course, the zone dictating and dropping themselves right into the lap of Sweet Chili. Might not even know they were here. They were here for the longest. And Bro off the board. That is their qualifying attempts dashed.
Definitely gonna make it a lot more difficult. I don't think they're gonna make it through, but of course we will have to find out in due time. I'm still keeping an eye on this fight between RESQ and Wagles as Blood gets a knockdown. Now it's gonna be turned around in the favor of Coyote, who's able to heal up. They're gonna push in, they're gonna push out into the small little Jack, gonna get the second knockdown, and that is the end of Wagles.
What a recovery there. What a forced move. Taking it into your own hands. RESQ now hold the southern edge of the zone. Hold on. Unique getting a couple knocks. far distance onto Cream. Or excuse me, reverse. Vito getting the job on Lightning there. What a beam for him.
Indeed. Of course, with that kill, with that squad up being taken out by RESQ and the circle shifting down south outside of boot camp. I spoke too soon. It's not going to be a boot camp finish. Up the hill, the teams will have to go.
Oh, man, unique. Pressured in between the elevated angle of Cream and the shore side rock formation of a Nomad here. Not looking too good. Getting edged away here.
Nomad just still holding on to coastal line. Legacy gonna have to try and disengage out of boot camp, but like I said, up the hill they will have to go. They're gonna be pinpointed by the likes of NGG and Cream on either side.
The confidence in yourself, the strength that you have to have. Oh my goodness, never mind. Frozen drop from the backside. They were moving right towards Cream, the one who knocked him from on high, and they're going to sprint right in their heels, Milky Way. The last one standing here for Team Unique. What a pinch.
I love the way you kind of started to say something, and I was like, nope, not yet, my friend.
Nomad was like, whatever, Jack. He has to die. Wow, unreal there. Looks like Cream should be able to clean up just a bit more than they bargained for. Wanted to finish off Unique here, but here comes Nomad in their heels, and Nomad should know there was third-party action here. They're pushing up in the heels of Unique here. And Nikolai gets knocked.
Yeah, Nikolai does get knocked, but I don't know who that was towards. I think that was by Cream inadvertently, not meant to be. It was meant to be towards Milky Way.
That's hilarious. But to put ourselves literally on the same rock where you saw the dead bodies at, you know they were getting knocked from someone else. A bit regrettable here. Now you're pinched on the blue edge.
Indeed. However, Legacy or pinch inside boot camp on the south side are going to try and look to take down the members of Sweet Chili Sensation who are fighting up against the Blue Zone. It's only Jody that's left standing. Time and time he's going to get taken out on his own. He goes down to his Kings. Hold on to the Kings actually hold on to that south boot camp position along with Legacy.
Removing another member from Sweet Chili's just up to Jody here as Ahmed goes down to Fresh's AK and another knocks there on 7BR. Great escape from Kings coming from all the way on the northern tip to the southern tip of boot camp here.
And where is the other player from Legacy? I don't know, but we'll find out in due time. We're seeing players drop to the floor, left, right, and center. Sweet Chili Sensation Jody was able to take down a member of AK. The circle closing in. It's actually Karim, who's the last player standing for Legacy in pretty much the middle of the circle.
Wild times. This is what we've been talking about. Those Nayas, those Los Leones prisons. It's also boot camp as well as Cream Ranger getting the knock from down south onto RESQ.
Oh, Reese getting knocked down by Nomad Gaming. Facing up against the Blue Zone. Just Pico is left standing. Can the one come out for one and all? Or is he going to look to get the revive onto Reeves? The Irish God himself wants to get healed up. He wants to get revenge on Nomad.
West side of the zone stacked as Nomad climbs the hill, aggressing towards Cream. How do they survive this? I'm sure it couldn't have hurt them. That RESQ was back there backstabbing Cream as well. But what a comeuppance.
Yeah, it just got too much too quickly. And look at this. RESQ took down Wagles on the south side. Think about that. Now they're in the final four. That's how much of an impact and engagement a squad wide can come down onto your team in the late stages of a game.
Yeah, they took that one into their own hands, and it proved to be a vital push here. Still bleeding, still weakened over here on the edge. NGG, they have the edge of the zone, but looks like Kareem, just a bit up to the north of them, has tried a few utility attempts here, tossing also towards Nomad as well. Sot.
He's just going to try and hold on to the edge of the circle as Coyote does indeed get knocked down. Nomad, they're outside the circle. They're the furthest team outside the circle, but I'll tell you what, they're going to put up a hell of a fight. They can't actually wrap down the hill if they want to, but that's always a bit of a tough port to call. This is an incredibly hard area of the map to play towards in the final moments of the game.
Satsuda able to clutch that nade knockdown beneath the clips here of Coyote, able to take him down there in blood, trying to retaliate with his own blind utility attempt. Not going to hit too fleshly, but does itch away at the health of Nicola and Satsuda, able to get the revive here as well.
And now the teams up, or should I say down on the south side of the circle, have to go downhill towards the teams inside the circle. That's NGG and Legacy. Crim, prone down. The snakes are coming out. This is what Sandhawk is going to do. Snakes on the plane. Snakes on the stage. Crim knocks down Eclipse and confirms the kill. You just got bamboozled.
Kareem, do your thing, but don't forget over that east side, NGG's there. Beast posturing off that tree to your left. You hear the footsteps. You know they were there before you came. Beast is cooking. Is the recipe true? It is! Unreal! Oh, man.
Oh man, that's a cook that even The Rock would be proud of. Can you smell what the beast is cooking?
I just did a terrible people's eyebrow. You'll see it later in review. But yeah, it looks like Coyote beaming onto Nicola, but Nicola with better beams and Blood trying to retaliate. But Satsuda here on point, able to give some courage as well. 2v2.
That's the second. Yeah, it's the second time Coyote has been knocked down and Beast, but Beast gets knocked down. Nicola and the rest is Nomad Gaming ready to take control. That's the end. Now comes down to this 1v2. Ben gets taken out. Nomad Gaming once again take the last game of the day.
Unreal. A total of 15 kills. Their second double-digit placement here, and that for sure will solidify them as semifinals Group A champions. Nothing's for sure till you do the calculations, but if I'm a betting man, it's got to be Nomad all day and tomorrow.
Yeah, because in game 2 they finished 4th, in game 3 they finished 3rd, and in game 4 they finished 1st. I honestly, I could not speak any more about how consistent Nomad Gaming are. That's why when it comes down to the regional finals for the PMCO this weekend, I am tipping Nomad Gaming to take that World League spot. Fact.
Nomad, you heard it. You've got a man to impress, but he believes in you. Let's see what you can do. Hopefully, and if this is a marker indication, as he's saying, you should be doing fairly well. What an unreal ending.
Indeed. But look, let's not take away from what Inside Games did today. 2 chicken dinners in a row, an incredible bounce back for them. The former Warlords team, they have in the past managed to pull back some fantastic performances when their backs have been against the wall. It was great to see that happen once again today.
Yeah, and I would say as well, a team that bounced back, under highlighted, didn't have the top kills, but smooth in slick rotations and taking fights when they needed to. The namesake team of RESQ, literally reacting to shots. As I said, that was the team that I mentioned, looked like a game of Snake. They got shot from the north, bounced their caravan back down south, and they were able to take the fights that they needed to clear what they wanted in the zone.
Yeah, RESQ, they finished game 2 they finished in 8th, game 3 they finished in 6th, and the last game of the day they of course finished in 3rd place. So yeah, once again, not the most consistent, not the most impressively consistent, but still staying in that top 8 each game is always going to benefit them when they do top that up with a nice 3rd, 2nd place game.
Now the great question mark would be Cream. They got a 5th place here. I believe they're only top 5 of today. What do you think that sits them at?
Well, how many kills did they get in this game? They
3.
got 3 kills only. In game 2, they finished in 12th. In game 3, they finished in 15th. I'm going to call it they haven't made it.
And I would say that'd be a fairly astute observation. Kings, it's crazy to say, didn't have their best performance, but I think literally their lowest placement was 2 7th places. That's their lowest placement?
Yeah, game 2, again, because I didn't record game 1 results, so that's why I'm not really mentioning that game. My memory, like a goldfish. So yeah, Kings 7th in game 2, 7th in game 3, and then in game 4 they finished in
6th with 5 kills.
6th. So hey, look, yeah, again, nothing to be sniffed at.
Yeah, that's wild to say those are your lowest placements is the top 10. So well earned there, guys. Way to set the bar for the first semifinal brackets. Semifinals Group B tomorrow has some big shoes to fill. Can you put on a show like this? Because this was insanity.
Yeah, of course. When you're looking forward, you're gonna have the likes of 1218, The Real Deal, Alliance, Monarchy, Totem Esports, Frag, Toshka, Payne, NASR, Wawa. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I tell you what, just like today, 4 games, 4 opportunities, 4 defining moments for these 16 teams.
And who will be the one to define those moments and establish their legacy? We'll find out in tomorrow's finals for the semifinals. Same channel, same time, same velvet chocolate. Stay tuned, all right? Be blessed.